Okay, hopefully this is going through to YouTube now. I now have to give out a new YouTube link. It's a new YouTube link, so I hope everybody can find it. Yeah, sorry, Lester. I had to redo everything. StreamYard was screwing with me, so I had to restart everything, and now I'm just waiting on Monkeyboy. You should be able to see. You should be able to see and hear me now. Oh, you can see and hear me. I can't. Yeah, yeah. I can't see the heart. I can't see with the heart thing in the way. Now I can. Okay, Monkey Boy, I gave you the new link on Facebook, and I'm getting other people that are anxious to join. Okay, we should be streaming live now.
Hello, hello. Yeah, I was sitting here for a while. I don't think you could see me. I think StreamYard's being a pain in the arse again.
Yeah, it was being a major pain in the ass today.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give out the link on YouTube since Lester was wanting to join us.
Okay. I know there were a few people in the chat, but we might have lost those now because of the.
Yeah, well, Lester is back in the chat, so I shared the new link. I had to create a whole new link because I wanted to go live right away. StreamYard wouldn't let me start off where I left off. It made me end and have to restart completely from scratch. It seemed like.
Okay.
So the StreamYard link is in the chat, is in the YouTube chat, live stream chat for anybody else that wants to join us on camera.
Do you want me to
So,
put? Do you want me to put it out on my community post again?
well, give the actual YouTube link, the new YouTube link out on your community post.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds. Just give me
I
two
already
seconds.
Okay. Hey Lester, Monkey Boy went to go reshare the YouTube link
Oh, cool.
onto his Facebook community post. Yeah. Normally, what I do is it's usually just me and Monkey Boy at first, and then I give out the link after we're both on camera.
All right, let me just see if I can do this. I'll put a new community post out because I think there was a couple of the guys that were sitting in the chat. We might have lost those. So
yeah, well, Andrew, and Travels with Jason are in YouTube chat now.
Oh, hey Andrew. Hey buddy. Hey Jason.
So we've got we have a few people in the chat now, and Deleted sees me saw my new post on YouTube. So Monkey
Hey
Boy,
Lester, how you doing, buddy?
Why don't you start?
I'm alright, just chilling. My workday is not too busy, but busy enough that just a little under 4 hours, I should say, and I should be done for the day. But the work is such that I can spend a little bit of time chatting and up with you guys. And,
cool.
So just don't be surprised if my camera is off. I just gotta, if I get like a specific email for work, it's probably something I gotta tackle and so forth. But I can jump back on camera anyway. But I'm sure I can always walk up to the camera and speak whatever. Yeah, so I'll hear you guys nice and well. I have no music going on, so I'll be able to hear what's going on.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I can see we've got Andrew and Jason in the chat. I'm just trying to see if I can share this link on the community page. Just give me a second. I've got my tablet here, but it's really slow. So what have you been up to, guys? What's happening? Anything exciting this week?
Well, I've finally got my content on my YouTube. I mean, especially when people start subscribing to your channel and I said, "Oh, I've got to get off my bum and put things on the page." Although I do know there are some YouTubers I do subscribe to who don't really have content, so I guess I could have played it both ways. But I figured if people of notoriety, however you want to take it, if they start subscribing, well, you got to put something out there. So I put up a collection of videos already. I actually have a backlog because a lot of it are short clips that I'm going to try to stitch together, especially about my weekend with my brother. The previous weekend, not this past one, but the weekend before. So I just got to get that all compiled. I'm still getting my thought piece put together. So not that I'm into filler stuff, but I have content to hopefully kind of keep me at bay or keep me afloat while I get my thought piece together. Yeah. And it's centered around a Bruce Lee figure I was gifted a little bit after Christmas or whenever my sister sent me it. I didn't expect it because I'm not your typical Bruce Lee fan. I think I told you guys the story that I did actually train his martial art. I did get to meet some of the people in his world, in the whole Bruce Lee hemisphere. I got to know some people, got to go to a couple of workshops with his last major student, private student. And so my treatment of Bruce Lee is not going to be your typical Bruce Lee fanboy. I don't really have a doll collection or whatever. I don't have a lot of memorabilia. A lot of it is literature more than anything. And, but anyway, just having been around those in the toy community and learning things from them, I get the figure. I go, I know there's toy making. There's a thing called toy making basics that this figure my sister got from the actual Bruce Lee website. It's supposed has the Bruce Lee branding and all that, and that's going to be part of my whole thought piece. Is my sister's not the Bruce Lee fan. Nobody in my family is the Bruce Lee fan that I am. Not even to the level that I enjoy his movies. I watch them every once in a while. But when people go to certain channels to get certain products, especially when it's from official channels, you would figure that you're going to put your name on a product that's going to represent the brand. And when it falls short in certain areas, I'm not going to fault my younger sister for buying something in good faith that it would be something I'd like.
Right.
In all honesty, it's not exactly the depiction I would have desired. If it were up
Okay.
to me, I think I mentioned in other streams that I would actually prefer Bruce Lee in the red Adidas tracksuit that he wore in the series Longstreet, which I actually purchased the VHS almost
Oh, okay.
pretty
I
much
haven't
two
seen
decades
that.
ago. What was that?
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, there are some clips. There are some clips on YouTube you can find. Just Google Bruce Lee Longstreet, and he'll be dressed in I think it's a two-piece Adidas tracksuit. I think it's Adidas
Okay.
because of three stripes. And he's doing some movements. Or it'd be one of his family photos or one of those candids where he's not looking so caricature, in my mind anyway. A lot of the depictions that are on the Bruce Lee store, a lot of it I wouldn't care for just because they sensationalize his look. You know, a lot of the stuff you get from his movies with a cat scream or he's like full of rage. It's like, no, just give me a simplistic Bruce Lee picture with him rocking a beard. He actually had a beard. There were some
Wow,
shots with him
really?
with a small beard
Oh,
and
cool.
him doing a certain pose, and that looks more. That's my kind of Bruce Lee. So anything that looks
Oh,
more subtle, I'm more into the subtle and sleek. I'm not into the whole verbose. So even the clothes they have on that store, I'm not into. No, that's too much.
okay.
I want something quiet. I want something simple, subtle. They're out there. No, I was trying to do like it inspired me to do an actual deep dive. So part of my thought piece is going to be like the history of using Bruce Lee's image and likeness because there have been many attempts, not just to capitalize on his post mortem movies, because there have been how many sequels of Game of Death with
Yeah.
many spin-offs of Bruce Lee and however variations you want to take on his last name, Bruce Lee. Uh, anyway, but even in the 80s with some arcade games, some video games, of course Tekken being one of them, that's the one that most people see coming to mind. But I think
Hmm.
there was a game on TurboGrafx that the name of the game escapes me, but it was one of those things that was being pressed as one of the main games you would get with the TurboGrafx 16. But I knew
Okay.
it was in the arcades because I remember seeing it in the arcades. Um, but then you got the not before the Tekken, you got Street Fighter, you've got Mortal Kombat with Liu Kang.
Yeah.
May not use his name, but you got the motif of the bear top, Black Pants. So that's what I'm going to go into. But then that's going to lead into my actual figure discussion because I don't know if you heard of Jada Toys, but they recently acquired the Street Fighter license, and the
Okay.
podcast, the other 3POA guys were talking about Jada. So I saw their stream showing how cool it is. So I picked up the Ryu because I can still appreciate Street Fighter, understanding that there are probably better fighting games out there, and there have been.
Right.
And that's another thing that I'm still swimming in my mind is the history of truly 3D fighting games. Because as a friend
Right.
of mine told me, Tekken's just 2D 3D look on a 2D plane. Oh,
Yeah.
try Virtua Fighter. Oh, okay. And then there was this game, I think it was a PlayStation game called Total Number One. and that was a true 3D fighting game because you can actually go behind a guy. I mean, literally, when you look at the perspective, you have a real 360 of movement that in that game, and I
Okay.
have to do my research on that just if I want to go in that direction, like
Right.
look into that. But anyway, it's I want it part humorous and then part informative because not only did I get the Ryu Jada figure, I also got the Fei Long because when I got the Ryu, I'm like,
Okay.
oh, wow, arms having fuller ranges of motion than this guy, and I was just like, and I think
I haven't
the joke
seen
that I
I
said
haven't
in
seen the
another.
Jada
Oh, go ahead.
figures. I haven't seen the Jada figures. What scale are they?
I don't know I think they're one. I don't know the numbers exactly. Let me see if I can pick.
Are they
I can show you
but
right
are they
here.
6-inch?
They they look like 6-inch. So this is the Ryu, and I specifically posed them just to kind of highlight what the Bruce Lee figure could not do. It's like, could
Oh,
this
okay.
guy go into an actual Jeet Kune Do stance? A
Yeah,
lot better
yeah.
than the Bruce Lee figure,
Oh, that
but
looks
this
cool. Have they released all of them, or is there just a limited wave at the moment?
it looks like a limited wave. A lot of the stuff they have are things you're pre-ordering. Like I pre-ordered the Evil Ryu, and then Chun Li is supposedly on pre-order as well. Guile, they have one coming out for Guile and Dhalsim, and they
Oh,
have already
cool.
teased. Oh yeah, and so the nice thing about the Jada is like they go into real good detail. Like the gi, I would have been okay with just the straight up gi being embedded in the body, but the gi, you could tell that they went into great detail and work to make the gi feel like it's a piece of clothing. You know.
Okay. Is it a separate piece?
Which one? No, no.
The
These
gi. The
these are part
gi.
of the figure, but the way they did it was like, oh yeah, a gi top that you feel like it's a real gi top. Um, but like I said, I said, well, what are the chances I can get this guy to flex or pose in an actual Jeet Kune Do stance? Just to as a comparison. But this guy will have a role in some way. I'm just worried about YouTube copyright flags because I do have Way of the Dragon Blu-ray, which I have it on my hard drive. I can splice scenes. I can splice scenes. I know how to do that.
Okay.
I just am worried. Like, is it 8 seconds overall into your entire video? Because all I wanted to do was, but I wanted to do something where one of the characters in that movie will be because my little preview is going to be is your name Tong Long? And that character specifically also has a line that says, "Who could do karate better than Japanese?" And then I'll go like, "Bruh, I don't think you should be asking that question," kind of thing, because I would then move to the clip where he gets beat up by. I think there's a scene in that movie where that character gets his butt kicked by Chuck Norris's character in the movie. So I'm just gonna find the shot where it can just be like, yeah, you shouldn't have asked that question, man. And then I might. So the Jada toys, the accessorizing is very minimalistic. You only had like two or three interchangeable parts. So I have spare hands so I can actually do the fireball pose. I'm going to
Okay.
use
Yeah.
that as part of the humor piece because I'll have him
Okay.
do the whole Hadouken. And I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess I should supply the voiceover. I don't know if YouTube's going to flag me, even I go Hadouken.
Do the Jada toys, do they come with a stand?
Yeah, they do not, and surprisingly enough, they don't seem to require one, even though they have the pegs. They have the peg
Well,
holes.
I was just thinking if they had a stand, you could recreate the Shoryuken, uh,
Yeah,
sort of going the dragon punch,
yeah, yeah.
going up on one leg. But obviously, if they don't have a stand, you're not going to be able to do that.
Oh, I am gonna see what happens because I ordered a pack of Action Force They actually sell stands. You can actually buy a pack of 4 stands for $10 on Valorverse. So
Okay.
I've actually, that was another reason why I wanted to do my Bruce Lee comparative, because going back to Toy Basics, the one that came with the Bruce Lee figure, 2 feet, 2 peg holes, but there's only one stand with one peg. There's one stand with one peg,
Oh, okay.
and it's not that good. The only figure that was able to use it is a small Macross figure that came with my figure I got from my transforming Veritech fighter from. That is probably the only toy I spent about $100 on. You know,
Wow.
I do have a maximum of a budget, or how much I'm willing to spend. Like, it's gonna be able to do certain things, like the transforming Macross. That one, can do all of the 3 modes from Robotech Macross. So you got the robot figure that can look like a giant robot, and then
Okay.
one that forms into a plane, and then that hybrid look, which I have that posed on my where it is between the, oh, it looks like it's between my Gohan figure and my Planet of the Apes guy just doing this business. But I have it posed in a
Cool.
half airplane mode. They call it Garewalk or Guardian. Forget which one.
So when do you hope to have your Bruce Lee
Oh,
short
I
piece out?
still have. I think it might take me about a week if I'm on top of it, because getting the resources I need, it's going to force me to use Google as my search engine. I've gotten away with using DuckDuckGo for most of my searches,
Okay.
but with this particular search, I might have to go to Google, which I'm not exactly a fan of. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, yep. That's the plan so far, and I finally got my blog up. Which is a slow burning way that will kind of relate to my YouTube channel, because I have so many interests, but I think there's a common thread, and I'm trying to lead people to. But I'm also providing a bit of the history that kind of lends that way. I don't
Okay.
want them to be like a one-to-one analog, but kind of like a helper. Like, if you really want to see what I think about, or at least want to know a bit about me and the way I look at it, or look at things in general, my blog is there because it's all in text. I may have some graphics there to spruce it up, but I just need to get my words from brain to paper, so to speak. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, I'm gonna try to get back to it. Like I said, I'll be listening because nothing else is playing in my background. So I'll just turn off my camera and I'll just hear you guys shoot the breeze. Hope that wasn't too
Cool.
much for you guys.
Well, thanks for stopping by, Lester. Cheers. Appreciate it, man.
Anytime.
See ya.
Yeah. Thank you for coming by, Lester.
Anytime.
Ah, cool. Cool. So then, Tim, what have you been up to this week? You said you're waiting for a new camera in the post.
Yeah, and did you get anything in the post this week? I'm still waiting for a bunch of stuff.
I didn't get anything in the post, but I have picked up a few DVD, Blu-rays, and an action figure from the toy store.
Okay.
So we can go through those if you like.
Yeah, because I don't have much really to show off right now. So why don't you start showing us what you got this week?
Okay, well, let's go through the DVDs. Most of the DVDs, the Blu-rays, most of them I've seen before. I just wanted to get them. But one I hadn't seen before, which I watched today, was Rambo: Last Blood.
Yeah, and you said you were watching that earlier. You told me
I just watched it
Facebook
today.
you were watching that earlier.
Yeah, I watched it today. I would say I'd probably give it about a 6.5, 7 out of 10, something like that. It wasn't amazing, and it was a very the story was quite or a large part of the story was in quite an urban environment, and obviously we're used to seeing Rambo in the jungle or in the forest or in the prison camps in Burma or wherever. So this was a little bit of a departure from the normal kind of Rambo scenario. It was okay. It was quite gruesome. There was some good moments in it, you know, that were quite inventive, sort of kills and stuff. I mean, I won't spoil the film. It was all right. Yeah, it was about as good as I could have hoped for. I was expecting to be disappointed, and it was okay. That's about the best I can say about it, really. I think it's probably a good job that the franchise is come to an end, because I really don't think Stallone is in any position to be doing them. I mean, what is he, in his 70s now? It's just not really that believable. But it was okay. Yeah, so that was my first pickup, was Rambo. The next thing I've got here, I've seen these films before, but I got the Ultimate Bourne collection. So that's the Bourne Identity, the Bourne Supremacy, and the Bourne Ultimatum, all on one DVD. Because I do like the Bourne films, and I haven't seen them in some time. So I thought I'd pick that up, and I'll give those another watch. I do like these Bourne films. I think they're I think the modern or the recent James Bond films and the Bourne films, I think, are very, very similar. They've got very similar elements to them. The editing is similar. Some of the choreography, some of the action scenes, and I really did like the first Bourne film when it came out. I was really, really impressed with, and I've liked the whole series, to be honest. So yeah, that was the next thing that I picked up, the Bourne Ultimate Bourne collection.
Well, Andrew, for the longest time, I had bought mainly DVDs, and then as I got older and I had more money, then I switched from DVDs and Blu-rays back to Star Wars toys.
Okay.
And the dog next door is barking because I heard something knocking. I don't know if Amazon Prime is here, so I'm going to go answer my door.
Oh, what have you got in the post? Let's have a look what you got, Tim.
Yes, Amazon Prime's in here. Yeah, Mom. That's it.
Show us what you got. Show us what you got. Oh, I can hear the dog now.
Yeah, it's not really my neighbor's dog. It's I think it's our in-laws' dog, but yeah, I got a few packages so far from Amazon Prime. Do you have any other movies you got?
Yeah, I've got a bunch of movies here and a figure that I bought. Shall I just carry on?
Yeah, just carry on. But I'm gonna see what, because my mom had a book coming, and I want to see if the book is
okay.
That is not the book. That's one of my toys. So you can go ahead and.
Well, you can show us what you've got in the post. That's cool.
Yeah, well, over the weekend I got the Darth Vader figure, the new Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. That's the TVC, isn't it?
Yeah, the vintage collection. So it's 3.75 inch, and I found out at San Diego Comic-Con they're blacking out the back of these packages now, so no figures will leak.
Really?
Yeah, whenever they show it, if they're doing a live stream, they're blacking out the backs of these packages now, so no new figures will leak.
Okay, that looks really cool, and that's the removable helmet Vader, isn't it?
Yeah, and he has an arm. One of his hands gets chopped off, so you can put his hand back on. And then I
Okay,
got
cool.
this from Amazon Prime today. It's one of the
Oh,
retro collection. Yeah, Marvel
okay.
Legends. Yeah, they put Kenner on there, even though Kenner never made these. So it's something like a Star Reaction or a Star Wars figure. So it's what if Kenner had made the Secret Wars
Okay.
instead of, I believe it was Mattel that ended up making the Secret Wars.
Okay. Does he come with nunchucks?
He just comes with these two little white sticks.
Oh, the sticks. Uh-huh.
Yeah, he
Okay,
just
cool.
comes with sticks. That's all he
Okay,
comes
cool.
with. You wouldn't call those nunchucks, but not even, you don't even resemble nunchucks, but I
Ah,
need to get his scissors to open up these other packages.
oh, okay.
So, yes, I don't know. Yeah, I'm having a bunch of stuff delivered today. Some of it's coming regular mail, so I don't know if any of the stuff that was coming regular mail just got dropped off on the porch or not. So I want to see what is in this next box.
Where did you buy your camera from?
It was Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Yeah, and they make these impossible to open with just a plain scissors. I really need some sort of case cutter to get this sucker open.
What have you got? What have you got? Uh-huh. So Andrew's saying he quit after a few waves.
Yeah, Andrew, there's a trick to that. You gotta pack some of it away and then just set up what you have space for, and then you can take the stuff out you packed away and put that out, and then pack away whatever. Yeah, you just rotate stuff around.
Oh,
You
that
pack
sounds
stuff
like too much
away.
trouble.
Well, that's the trick behind it.
Ah,
Yeah, Travels with Jason. I don't think anybody has got them all. I'm just starting.
wow.
They go on hiatus, and there's only one figure in here, and it's one of the Uncanny X-Men. It's Jean Grey as the Dark Phoenix. So
Oh,
she went
cool.
from good guy to bad guy. When she merged with the Phoenix, Jean Grey became the Dark Phoenix.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah, they had one that was exclusive on Hasbro Pulse where she wore like gold and green instead of the yellow, gold, and red.
Uh-huh.
That was sold with an exclusive Wolverine, but now it's I think those both sold out. I think you can still find the Wolverine on their sites, but the other Jean Grey Dark Phoenix figure that's in the greens a lot harder to come by now.
Right. Okay. Cool. That's pretty cool. Jason
Yeah,
says he's got her, but not the Daredevil.
Yeah, so that box is empty. I've got one more package that I'm probably going to want to open, but I'm going to pop these suckers so I can just throw these away. Largo's Lair. It's something to say. Looks neat. Dark Phoenix. Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
And then, let's see. Andrew. I also think they use better cardstock on the Marvel Kenner as opposed to the Star Wars Retro Collection and Indie Retro. The
Yeah, that's
cardboard.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, and plus the Indie Retro, the face sculpts just didn't look enough like the originals. They could have put more effort into the Indie Retro line.
Yeah. But the card stocks that they're using for for the retro collection and the indie line are absolute crap. I mean, I was tempted to buy a few of those retro figures, but because I keep mine on the card, that really put me off. If they'd have had substantial card backs, I might have picked some up, but I'm not I just don't want to take the risk of buying something and it arriving all screwed up, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want them that much.
Yeah.
Because for me, the card back is a big part of the item for things like that. And I think the TVC card stock is okay. I just don't know why they had to have such rubbish for the retro collection. Doesn't make any sense.
Don't
So what,
know.
so what did you get? Did you open your other one?
I'm opening it now.
Surely that's got to be your camera.
No, I don't think
No?
it could. No, it's not the camera, but it's more the action figures.
Okay.
Pop these suckers. Okay, let's see. We getting more chat room text.
Bring them up. Yeah. So Sai's saying he's got no problem opening the retro collection or perhaps the indie figures because they're on rubbish cardstock. Yeah, it's right. Yeah, it does. I think it does cost them sales. That I know people are really not happy about the cardstock they've been using. It's getting thinner and thinner.
Yeah, they're called. They're what's called a corporate business, and this box got beat up a little bit.
Oh no.
Yeah, he comes with his own motorcycle.
Oh, okay.
But GeForce Racing bought this on sale at Target for only $16.99. Seemed like
Okay.
now on Amazon Prime it's $24.99. So
Huh.
and then let's see who else is in here. Okay, cool. Iron Man.
Nice. Yeah. Cool.
And then I got another bad guy from the Amazing Spider-Man, Electro.
Oh, okay. Does the figure have the spikes on his head? I can't see. There's glare on the screen.
You can't see?
Oh, okay. I can see now. Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's got the like starfish sort of
Yeah.
the star thing on his head and
Oh,
face. And then
okay.
I got one slightly modern, but a little bit more classic modern Star Wars figure since Hasbro hasn't made this Leia again in 3.75 inch. They made a 6-inch one of her like
Okay.
this.
Cool.
Yeah, I've got a
That
Han Solo.
card's in good condition as well.
Yeah, but it's a little bit creased. I'm not going to keep her in there. I'm just not a fan of keeping stuff in packages.
Uh-huh.
So that is
Cool.
everything that I've got so far.
Oh, cool.
So did you have
Okay.
anything else, Monkeyboy?
Yeah, I've got a few more the Blu-rays here. I picked up Will Smith I Am Legend.
Yeah, that's a remake of, well, first it was made with Vincent Price as the last man on Earth back in the
Oh, okay.
60s, 1964. Well, made in 63, but released in 64. But it was an Italian film post-dubbed into English, so audio is a little bit out of sync on that one. And then I think it was the early to late 70s that was remade as The Omega Man, starring Charlton Heston.
Oh, okay. Because I've forgotten the name of the author who wrote the book of this. But I've read the book, and the book's pretty good as well. But in the book, they're more the creatures are more referred to as vampires. That it's a bit more
Yeah,
obvious
it's
that
supposed to be a vampire society has
yeah.
killed off the human race and caused them to come back as vampires. I
Yeah.
think is the
Whereas
thing.
in the film, it's not that clear that they're vampires. It's obvious that they're some kind of nocturnal creature, but it isn't quite as obvious that they're vampires. But I like the film; it's really good. Let me just read. Oh, I missed that. What was it? I missed that comment.
This one?
Yeah,
Was that the comment?
yeah, yeah. So I said he's made a video about how bad Hasbro seemed to be, but it just turned out that he was getting more and more angry. I put it up. You know, why not? Yeah, yeah. Things do make us angry. It's first world problems, isn't it? Anyway, sticking with the post-apocalyptic theme, I also picked up the extended action cut of World War Z, because I do like a zombie film. This isn't the best zombie film I've seen, but it is fairly up there. It's quite chaotic, and there's some really good moments. And I was interested in this extended action cut. I don't quite know what that involves, but I'm looking forward to watching that again. It's been a few years since I've seen that, so yeah, World War Z. That was the next thing I got.
And here, Richard Matheson, Andrew said is
That's
the
it. Yeah,
author of
yeah,
I Am Legend, and then
yeah,
he says the book is really good, and
yeah. It
then
is. Yeah.
Travels with Jason says that film is legend, and then Andrew, I think he also wrote Duel, which was an early Steve Spielberg movie. Yes, other great film, and now the book of World War Z is quite entertaining, and
Yeah, yeah. It is that's Max Brooks, isn't it? I think it's pretty good, but it's nothing like the film. The book is lots of different excerpts from different points of view, telling the story of the zombie apocalypse, and it's really good. Max Brooks wrote two zombie books, as far as I'm aware. He wrote the Zombie Survival Guide, which is really funny. Well, it's not really funny, but it is pretty funny, and it's quite entertaining. And then he wrote World War Z after that. Um, yeah, yeah. Oh, he did some comic books as well. Okay, cool.
yeah, but Andrew mentioned earlier something about a bunch of Twilight Zone episodes. I think we still talking about when we were still talking about Richard Matheson. That
Oh,
Richard
yeah, yeah,
Matheson wrote a bunch of Twilight Zone episodes. So
yeah, yeah. I do like zombie films and zombie fiction as well. I've got a lot of zombie fiction. Um, I do enjoy zombies. I think they're probably my out of zombies and vampires. I think I like zombies. A zombie story is you can basically make a zombie story about anything. They, I mean, I must have oh 7 or 8 anthologies of short zombie fiction, and there's no two stories are the same. It's quite amazing the variety in the genre. Um, yeah, so that was that. The next thing I picked up, which I have seen before again, was Candyman, the recent one. Not a bad film actually. Um, not as scary as I was hoping. I was hoping perhaps it might be a little bit more scary than it was, but a good film. Not bad at
mhm.
all. And if you've seen the other Candyman films, it's a nice continuation of the story. There were some really good moments in it. And it's one of these films where I think if you watch it a second time, you'll see things that you didn't see the first time. There are quite a few scenes where the Candyman, you can see him in the background or parts of him in the background, but it isn't always that that obvious when you're watching it. But a few times when watching this, I found myself sort of doing a double take and having to rewind it and say, did I see that right? Did I actually see that in the background? So yeah, quite good. And there's some quite creepy moments in it. So yeah, Candyman, that was that. And the last thing I've got to show today is, of course, the classic Teen Wolf. I absolutely love this film. Um, I first saw this when it came out, and I mean, I really like werewolves, and this really, I mean, this made me want to be a werewolf. I was so jealous of Michael J. Fox having the ability to turn into this werewolf and be a hit with all the girls and be great at sport and all this sort of stuff. I really did like the film. Now, watching it again uh, these days, I mean, it's aged pretty well. It's not an awful film, but you can see its limitations. But at the time, this was absolutely amazing. So I thought I'd pick this up on Blu-ray. I have it on DVD, but I wanted to get a high definition um, copy of it. So I picked that up on Blu-ray. Bit of the old Michael J. Fox. Now I
Yeah,
know.
and did you see Monkey Boy's question? He was asking what you think of The Walking Dead and the original Dawn of the Dead Monkey Boy.
The Walking Dead, I liked the first three or yeah, about 3 seasons, and then it started to get a little bit boring. Um, I don't know how many seasons they did in the end, but I lost interest after I think the third or halfway through the fourth. I lost interest. The original Dawn of the Dead, so that would be George Romero's sequel to his Night of the Living Dead. That was a great film. That's probably one of my favorite zombie films, if not my favorite zombie film. The whole idea of them um, taking shelter in the shopping mall and having everything that they needed around them, while still able to fight off the zombies, I thought was a great idea. And it's a classic film, and I do like um, shambling zombies. I mean, the newer zombie films are okay. I mean, you had films like 28 Days Later, which um, sort of introduced us more to the running zombie. And they've got their place, and I can see that running zombies are more of a threat, but I do like the old school stumbling, shambling zombies. I think they're, I suppose, in a way that there's more tension in, well, maybe not more tension, but there's a certain tension when it comes to these shambling zombies, because you know that even though they're only stumbling along, they're going to get there eventually. And when there's 1,000 of them, it doesn't matter that they're slow moving. They can still overwhelm you even at even at that speed. Um, so yeah, I do. I like all of the Romero films really. Um, I like most zombie films. I did watch the new Army of the Dead. I watched that a couple of months ago, and that was a hot mess. Um, but it was still entertaining. I was still invested in the film and watched it to the end, even though it was pretty stupid. Um,
So this was the remake of Dawn of the Dead. That was pretty
no,
stupid.
no, the remake of Dawn of the Dead was actually okay. That had Ving Rhames in it. who I think is really good. No, the remake of Dawn of the Dead was pretty good, but they changed the zombies to more fast moving zombies. But no, the remake of Dawn was pretty good. The one that was pretty stupid was Army of the Dead, which is the most recent one. I don't think it's meant to be part of the same. I mean, it's not a George Romero film. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Romero really did pave the way for a lot of stuff to come on his heels. Really. Oh, that sounds a bit rude, doesn't it?
And
Um,
Delvian Seacut, I think he's talking about Candyman. You just need
oh,
to,
okay. I just need to
you
say
just,
it one more time.
yeah, and then he says, say the name.
Say the
So
name.
I think he was talking about
Candyman.
Candyman. And then Xantara had this to say about Teen Wolf and you. And
Yeah,
then
I'll take it. I'll take a Were Monkey Zantara. Yeah, I'll take that. That'd still be pretty cool. A Were anything would be pretty fine. Hey Tree.
and I think we're all caught up on the chat room text for now.
Okay, so
So
I'll show you the figure that I bought yesterday. I went to the toy shop, and on the way out of the store, I saw this and I just had to buy it. I just couldn't resist it. As soon as I saw it, I thought, right, well, I'm going to have to buy you now, aren't I? And it is Wile E. Coyote as Batman. Wile E. Coyote um, was pretty much my favorite Warner Brothers cartoon character. I thought he was really, really good. I hated Roadrunner. I didn't like Roadrunner at all, but Wile E. Coyote was just fantastic. And I really loved the way that he never gave up. Time after time after time, he was either blown up, squashed, flattened, um, fell off so many cliffs. I mean, but he never ever gave up. He always kept coming back, and I think that really appealed to me when I was younger. That he never threw in the towel and just said, "Oh, well, stuff it." He just kept trying and trying and trying, no matter what was done to him. He kept coming back. I mean, he's like the Terminator, isn't he? You just can't stop him. Um, and so as soon as I saw him in the Batman outfit, I had to get it. So, and this is a limited edition. This is celebrating a 100 years of Warner Brothers, and this is a limited edition of 20,000, and this is number 7,301. So really happy to have him. I might actually buy another one so that I can display him in this pose with his arms raised, flapping the cape. I might get another one, but I'll possibly wait until see if they go on clearance. The rest of the wave is rubbish. There's Tasmanian Devil as the Flash, which doesn't look very good. Bugs Bunny in a Batman outfit, which isn't a brilliant figure. It didn't look good. And then we've got Bugs Bunny again in a Harry Potter Gryffindor robe, which I'm not interested in. There's Tweety Pie in a Harry Potter Slytherin robe, again not interested. And Lola Bunny, which I guess is Mrs. Bugs Bunny, in a Harry Potter Ravenclaw robe. So Hufflepuff isn't represented in the wave. Yeah, and they all sound pretty rubbish. So this is basically the only one I wanted. Let me just have a quick check on the chat. I've got it here as well, so I can see if I've missed anything. Isn't there? Oh yeah, Andrew asks, isn't there a Wile E. cartoon where he wears a giant bat suit? Yeah, there is. Yeah, I think there might have been an episode where he did actually catch the Roadrunner, but he didn't know what to do with him when he got him. I can't remember. I can't remember. And Andrew's saying that it's a green batsuit from Acme, because of course everything that he got was from Acme. Si's saying I should open the figure. I don't think that it's in such a good window box that I don't think it's necessary to open it. You can see the figure absolutely fine. He's not hidden away. He looks cool. I mean, apart from the rope tie across his waist,
Yeah.
the nylon. That's the only thing. But to me, he looks absolutely fine in the box, and I'm quite happy to display him like that.
It seems like a really weird packaging, though, because it seems like that's the way you package, like, a Mattel packages their Barbie dolls, like that.
Well, I think it's meant to appeal to the younger consumer. It says 5+ up here in the corner, so it's not for adults. It's not for adults by any means.
No. It looks a little bit too cute, probably, for most adults, unless the adult is a Looney Tunes fan.
He is pretty cute, I suppose, but I just saw it and immediately I knew I had to have it. I might buy another one, like I said, so that I can have one loose on display. But for this one, I'll be keeping this one in the packaging, I think, because he looks absolutely fine like that. And I'm not going to be getting any of the other ones in the wave because they just don't interest me. If they'd have brought a Daffy Duck one out, Daffy Duck dressed as I don't know, the Joker or the Penguin or something like that, maybe I would have considered getting Daffy, but I'm not interested in these other characters. So for me, this is probably the only one I'll be getting in the line. So he'll stay as he is, I think. Just need to have another drink out of my massive drink. They have to save a few figures for wave 2. Yes, that's true. You can't put all your actors in the first wave. Yeah, that is true. But I think this wave is really weak. I mean, 2 Bugs Bunnies. Do we really need 2 Bugs Bunnies? And 3 of the 6, so half of the wave, is dressed in some sort of Harry Potter outfit. I think that's a mistake.
Yeah, well, Hasbro, with their retro Marvel Legends line, they made 4 different Spider-Man. 2 are the exact same figure, but on different card backs. And then they made the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, and then they made little Miles Morales Spider-Man in the black outfit that makes him look like Venom.
Yeah. Oh, Jason's got his hotel booked for next year.
And
Duck Dodgers. Yeah, I was speaking to Luke at Reynolds Reviews about the Wile E. Coyote figure, and I was saying that I liked Daffy Duck, and Luke suggested Duck Dodgers as well. He said that would be a good one.
Yeah, Largo's Lair, McDonald's did that, where they had Bugs Bunny as Superman.
Yeah, they did that in
91. Wonder Woman, and then Taz was the Flash, and then Daffy Duck was Batman.
Yeah, they did. That was in 1991. They released those. So yeah, this will be the second time I'm aware of that Taz has been crossed over with the Flash. Yeah, Daffy and Porky. Yeah, they were a good pair.
Oh, we got another person joining us now. It is Retro Toy Guy Side.
Hey,
you look a lot younger than I expected.
Oh,
I was expecting you to look a little bit more middle-aged. You've got some of the gray hairs, but your face, even with the grays, you just have this young sort of face.
He's a handsome man, Si. He's a handsome man. How you doing? How you doing, buddy?
One's best. Yeah, good
But
man. Good man.
You look younger than.
Still in the? Sorry, Tim. Go on.
Yeah, you look younger than me, Monkeyboy. But I think you were born in December. I was born in June. I don't know when
Yeah.
he was born.
I'm
I'm
from
assuming he's
May
younger than me.
77.
Oh, so you're the same age as
When?
us, but
When in 77?
77
December.
in May.
Oh, May. Okay, cool.
so
We're all
you're a
about the
month
same age.
you're a month older than me, but you've got a younger face than me for some reason. I don't know why. Even though we're a
It's
month apart.
European climate, huh?
So are you
Yeah,
still
it's
on holiday, Si?
No, I got back today. So
Oh,
I've had
okay.
a nice long ass drive of about, yeah, I don't know, how long was the day? It was all in all about 10 hours. There was a big delay at the Channel Tunnel and
Okay.
yeah, it was a day.
Cool.
So,
You must be quite
yeah,
knackered
but
now.
yeah, a little bit, a little bit. It's now 11 o'clock over here.
Oh,
So,
okay.
because we're an hour ahead of the UK,
Oh, cool.
and yeah, it's I may be a bit dazed and confused, but I'm also I don't have to go to work tomorrow, so I don't have to go. I normally get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work. So,
Ooh.
yeah, yeah. So as I have a free day, and I thought I have one chance to join you guys, so I
Cool.
thought I'd give it a go.
so
Oh,
are
that's
you
fantastic.
you're in
Brilliant.
Australia
No.
then?
No, I'm in the Netherlands,
Oh, you
in
are in the
Holland.
you're okay, because you sound like you're either British or Australian.
Well, I am British, yeah.
Yeah.
I was born in the UK, and
Okay.
Jason's asking what school did I go to? I went to Seneca. Jason and I come from the same town.
Okay.
Ironically,
Ah,
strange coincidence. And when I was in the UK during the week, then Jason uploaded a video where he was doing a tour of Maidstone, of my old town, Maidstone. So he was there, but I was then in the Isle of Wight. So it was interesting week for coincidences. Also
yeah.
doing Ghostbuster books and those kind of things, eh, Monkey Boy?
Oh, yeah, yeah. That was strange, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. When I saw your video, when I
um,
saw you show them on the video, I was like, I'm doing those this week. That was crazy.
yeah, it's yeah, small world, and yeah, weird
Yeah.
things happen. There's also I
Yeah,
saw
absolutely.
Luke's last video on Reynolds Reviews, and he got the two struts for the Millennium Falcon,
Yeah.
and I literally got them at the same time.
No
So that's something
way.
I picked up in the UK was those the two struts for the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, cool.
Is this the
Yeah,
original Kenner Millennium Falcon?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
trying. Seemed like that was a while back, though. I don't think Luke has gotten any Star Wars stuff recently. He's been
Yeah,
getting a
he
lot of
got
mask stuff. It seems
yeah,
like,
Yeah.
no,
and
it was I think it was last week that he got or maybe the week before he got the struts for the Millennium Falcon. Um,
Yeah.
what's
Do
this?
I
Jason's
remember
asking if you
Perform
remember
Factory?
Perform Factory.
No, I don't remember that one, mate. But I think Jason's a little bit older than me, so he may have.
yeah, Jason's much older. Jason, I think, probably 4 or 5 years older than the three of us.
Well, that's
Yeah,
not much.
that's yeah. We're
But
all
he's got an
yeah.
older face than most of us. He's got a lot of gray, a lot more gray. He's got the full gray
I'm
beard, I think, and his
I'm
hair is
sure you're gonna
full gray.
I'm sure he's really happy that you mentioned that.
He's been out traveling, so he's you know he's explored more of the world. Mr. Potts,
No, Mrs. Potts.
yeah,
And
sorry,
he's
yeah,
got a
Mrs.
younger
Potts.
brother too,
That does
Jason.
ring a bell.
Maybe he's talking about Mrs. Potts from the Disney Beauty and the Beast. So
Maybe.
that's only Mrs. Potts I remember.
Oh, the teachers I remember from Seneca was Mr. and Mrs. Branchett. They were a husband and wife, but they were when I was there, they seemed like they were in their 60s, and they were real old school teachers. They were the ones you didn't want to be teaching you.
Oh
Maybe
no.
Jason remembers those.
Oh no. That has got to be awful.
What are
It
you?
happens.
Well, I had some really bad teachers. Well, I don't know if they were bad teachers, but some really violent people teaching me when I was a kid. You know, teachers that would throw the board rubber at you or whack you with a
Oh yeah, we
ruler.
got that as
Or,
well.
Yeah,
yeah,
I had
Yeah,
one
yeah.
teacher that would shake kids in their seat. And then I found out, oh, he's not supposed to be doing that anymore. And it got to the point where he couldn't just get frustrated and shake you in your seat if you misbehaved. He got in trouble for that. Because
right.
that was past the time where they couldn't even spank you anymore at school, in public school.
My primary school, they had the slipper. The headmaster had a slipper.
Oh, you
And
mean
if you,
he whacked you with one of his shoes then?
yeah.
That's it. When I went to school, we had some teachers that were left over from the old school, and they were the guys that would throw the board rubbers at you
Yeah,
and really be able to shout you down. And then
yeah.
there was sort of some new, fresh teachers that the kids would break down. We managed to break a few of the teachers.
Yeah.
It was a strange
But I
time.
mean,
Uh,
the good old days where adults could just physically abuse children, eh?
yeah.
I
Well,
remember we had one teacher. She was an absolute bitch, and she used to hit the back of your fingers with the thin side of a ruler, not the flat of the
Oh,
ruler, but the thin side. She used to bang them across the back of your knuckles. Um, and there was one girl in our class who had really, really long hair, and I'm talking past her bum. She had a ponytail in plaits, or like a plaited ponytail, and it went all the way down right past her bum. Really long hair this girl had, and she did something that upset this woman teacher. And the teacher tied her hair to the back of her chair and made her sit there through lunchtime with her hair tied to the chair. Imagine doing that now.
Ah, yeah.
I mean, she'd end up in
Gee
prison
whiz.
if she did that now.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing what people managed to get away with
Yeah,
back at that time.
yeah,
What was acceptable? But then
yeah,
you just have to look at people like Jimmy Savile, and yeah, what he
yeah.
was allowed to get away with so long. It was another time, eh?
I know. It's
Maybe that's why we
bizarre.
were also maybe that's why we're also fascinated with our toys, because that was our escape from how crap life really was in the 80s.
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe. Yeah.
it pretty much was. And then when I was in high school in the 90s, it seemed like when I came home from high school every day, I would just watch TV.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I was the same.
Largo saying he had or he had a stern headmaster, but because he loved football, he was all right. Well, yeah, I guess you've got to find something in common with these
Yeah,
people at some point.
ah,
Um,
but not every
oh,
teacher was bad, eh? I had some cracking teachers. It was
yeah,
just a few, but yeah, most of the kids were pretty bad as well. So,
yeah.
and
But
Monkey Boy,
I
where?
feel kids. No, go on.
No, I was just going to ask, whereabouts in the UK do you live? Are you?
I live in the east of England, where the locals have flippers and webbed feet. I live in Norwich.
Oh, in Norwich. Okay.
Flippers and
And
web
you,
feet.
Yeah, it's an in joke. Basically, anyone from the east of England is considered to be an inbred. Um,
Oh.
I mean, that's
oh,
yeah. Obviously, we're not, but yeah, that's the joke in the UK is that if you're from Norfolk, you know, there's a saying NFN, which is normal for Norfolk, and I have known it to be written on medical records that they've had an annotation NFN, normal for Norfolk.
Wow.
So yeah.
I think that must be just a Norfolk thing. I mean, I come from all the way down south, and anything above London doesn't exist.
Yeah. Well, I was actually born in the south of England. I was born down in Torbay in Devon.
Oh,
So
okay.
I grew up in Devon. I
Okay.
moved up to Norwich when I was 12. So all my formative years really were, the first half of my formative years were down in Devon. Um, and that was, that was in the 80s. That was up until 89. So yeah, I spent the 80s down in Devon. And I remember I did have a bicycle, but it was quite difficult to. I mean, back in the 80s, you sometimes got a 3-speed bicycle if you were lucky, and that was it. But it was
Hmm.
very difficult to ride a bicycle about because there were so many hills. It was a real nightmare. You could ride down one hill, but you'd have to get off and push it up the next one. I mean, if you had a BMX or something like that, you had no chance. Um, and I remember being really pleased when I moved to Norwich because my parents bought me a racing bike, and I was able to whiz about and probably more importantly in Norwich, because everywhere is so flat, you can actually see quite a long way. Whereas in
Hmm.
Devon, you can only ever see about a quarter of a mile because there's a bloody hill in the way.
That's about the same as Kent. It's quite
Yeah,
nice. I mean, I live in the Netherlands now, and
yeah,
yeah, we're pretty well known for being flat over here, which is
yeah,
great for cycling. But damn, is it windy? It's always windy here because there's nothing to
yeah,
stop the wind.
yeah.
And
Same here. It really cuts through
yeah,
you, doesn't it?
yeah, yeah. And I live right on the coast as well, so we get extra wind. We're extra
Oh,
special.
okay.
We've
Yeah.
got another person joining us on camera. This is Joe Dickerson.
Hello.
Hey,
Can you hear me all
hello.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we can hear you,
So,
buddy.
brilliant. Yeah, I've been meaning to join one of these, Tim, and you're very open and free. You let anybody in. I mean, if you let me in, you let anybody in.
Yeah, I just want it to be like a chill stream that's open to anybody.
So, Joseph,
Awesome.
where are you coming to us from?
I am from Northeast Atlanta, Georgia, less than about 45, 50 minutes from Retroblasting HQ. So,
Ah, okay. Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
so yeah, I'm a designer by trade, and if you watch any of Retroblasting's videos, you probably have heard my name at least a couple of times.
Yeah, yeah, your name's familiar, yeah. So what is it you design?
Lots of 3D models and lots of play sets.
Okay, cool.
Specifically, I mean, that's my side hustle. My main job is software director for a company doing marketing tech, but my side hustle is building crazy projects like the Freeze Chamber for Michael French and
Yes.
a 5.5 foot tall Rebel blockade runner for myself and other people who are crazy enough to buy it. So yeah, not doing
I
much
think
of
I've
that right.
seen that. Were there some photos of you and the blockade runner with a younger person?
I maybe. I know that I know that Michael hasn't done a video on it yet, but he's. I've showed him through the Patreon the progress of all that work, and it's in the other room, but it's too heavy for me to lift because
I wonder
I'm an
I
old.
wonder if it's the same one that I've seen or not. I don't know.
Maybe.
I
So
saw a is it a printed one? Yeah.
yeah, 3D printed,
Yeah.
5.5 feet long, play set. You can open the back portion. Yeah, I'm working on. I've got like a short list of about a dozen projects I need to get to, but I just recently became a grandfather.
Oh,
So,
Oh,
congratulations.
congratulations.
thank you. Which is amazing because I just turned 30, so I don't know how that math works.
You just turned
Wow.
30.
It's a
You're
joke.
30.
No, I just
No,
didn't.
you
I did
can't
not
be
just.
just 30. Your son's probably 30.
No, my son is actually just turned 25. I was a child bride, so
Ah, cool.
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
an amazing experience to live through. I will tell you that. And
Cool.
wasn't planning on ever being a grandfather, but yeah, it's been a crazy 4 months right now.
Cool.
Oh, thank you, Largus Lair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got parts of that I'm actually printing right now. I did a 3 3/4 inch figure scale of. Thank you, Andrew. 3 3/4 inch figure scaled Gunstar from The Last Starfighter.
Yeah,
So
and I
it's
think
about-
Michael French showed off the prototype of it in
Yep.
one of his videos.
Yep, and I'm actually printing parts in the other room for it right now for an order. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's one of those things. One of the things my passion in my hobby is to create and produce stuff that the toy companies are afraid to. Like, they do Kickstarters for vehicles. I've never done a Kickstarter. I just do it. And since it's print on demand, I create the designs so that fans, if they want to buy it, can go to my eBay or my Etsy store and buy it. So
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Do you collect anything yourself?
if you look behind me, you'll see a huge amount of 12-inch GI Joes, as well as
Oh, okay.
lots
I couldn't quite
vinyl.
make it out because I don't have my glasses on, so I couldn't see on the small screen.
Sorry.
Let me put my. I've got my glasses here. Let me put them on.
Yeah. Lots of these guys. In addition to, and I have a whole room full of original Star Trek series collectibles.
Okay.
And I have to my right, I have an amazing wall of James Bond collections. I have over there, I have Planet of the Apes stuff. I collect classic arcade machines.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm a hoarder, basically.
I can see an arcade. I can see a coin-op unit behind you there.
Yeah, that is actually a custom unit I built using a Tron skin I designed. So it's
cool.
basically a multi-arcade machine emulator. So you can basically run any of the classic arcade ROMs on it.
Wow. Fantastic.
In the other room, I have a virtual pinball machine I built, which has pretty much hundreds of virtual pinball machine tables that I can it has a back glass and it has a DMD display. So yeah, it's all powered by a computer. So yeah,
Wow.
I'm a super nerd. I'm not just a nerd, I'm a super nerd.
Excellent.
Pretty cool, man.
Do you have an Andrex puppy? I know someone that's got an Andrex puppy.
No, I did have a robot puppy at some point, but he kept, dropping batteries all over the place, and I just decided we just have to get rid of him. We had to put him down. It was hard because of lithium. The disposal fee was outrageous.
Right. Okay. Wow.
And those are jokes.
I have a real puppy. Yeah. My Andrex puppy is just there.
I love Size Andrex puppy. Size Andrex puppy is a star.
It is.
I have two dogs.
I will surprise you. It's the same age as me still.
Still,
yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, I have two real life dogs. So they're not quite, they consist on being fed, which is really annoying sometimes.
Yeah, I've got two kids that are the same. Yeah.
I've got a theory that most toy collectors have cats or like cats.
I have had a cat in the past. But yeah, I'm
allergic to cats.
Yeah,
no.
I'm allergic to cats.
We've had
no.
cats in my home, but they all died, and my mom doesn't want to get any more since she's afraid that they would outlive her. So we have new neighbors next door, a young couple that has a couple cats.
Oh.
And then they've got, I think it's their in-law. This dog is over there right now.
Awesome.
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna have to leave in a minute.
Okay. Well, thanks for
before I
coming
go,
by,
I
Retro
wanna-
Toy Guy. It's nice to see you
I
on
wanna-
camera.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to show my beautiful young face. I did want to show you what I managed to pick up when I was in the UK, because I did pick up
Okay.
some really cool stuff.
Okay, cool.
So, first was this guy, which is a stretchy Boba Fett.
Oh,
Oh,
Stretch
cool.
Armstrong.
And
Mm.
I am an opener, but this one I'm going to keep in the package because
Yeah, I know they made it.
Like the,
They made one of
Oh.
like Jabba the Hutt. That's a Stretch Armstrong version.
If you
Okay.
don't open him,
Yeah,
you
it's a-
can't stretch him.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll just have to guess. I guess he looks like this when he's stretched. So
Yeah.
there's a kid on the back enjoying it. There
Oh.
we are.
Sorry. Jason's asking, what's the helicopter you've got in the background?
Helicopter? Do I have a helicopter in the
Yeah.
background? Oh, this one here is a
Yeah.
it's a
Jason's
Lego,
asking. Oh, Lego one.
I'll take you to the display cabinet. This one?
I guess
That's,
so.
yeah,
Technic
that's a
Lego.
little people one, isn't it?
Yeah, the only other one I have is all the way. It's the Cobra Fang. That's down there somewhere. I can't really get you down there.
You probably
but-
wouldn't have seen that one on the thing.
Yeah.
Man,
I
Jason,
think that's
Yeah.
we'll have to start calling him Eagle Eyes if he could spot a helicopter on the from that distance. Bloody hell!
Yeah.
Isn't that Adventure People helicopter?
No, that's a Technic Lego. I do have a
Oh,
few
okay.
adventure people, but I don't have the helicopter for those.
So,
Yes,
so
the
what
Lego
else?
one.
What else
Oh,
did you get,
hey.
Si?
I also got Mix Mayfield,
Oh yeah,
half
nice.
price, 50% off from HMV. And here in the
Wicked.
Netherlands, you cannot get any Star Wars anywhere.
Really?
Oh no!
It's terrible over here. So
what?
I was quite surprised to go into just the HMV and find a ton of Star Wars and all different stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm a big Bill Burr fan, so I was
Yeah,
looking for
me
this.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, he turned out to be £12. It's a nice bargain.
Wow. Yeah.
I broke a rule of mine because I said I was never going to get these, and then
Oh no!
but it's indie, so yeah. And my I was trying to push my my youngest son into getting it because he's an indie fan, but he didn't want the Funko Pop, so I had to buy it because he didn't want it. And then I also managed to get. Oh, bear with me a minute. I found these really cool old books.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, cool.
And these ones are actually these are my childhood books because I did a dive into my father's attic.
Hmm.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Are
So-
they the which mask books are those? Is that the series where there were 8 in the series?
These are Mini World, it says here, and there's 4 listed on the back.
Oh,
So
okay.
I do have
that's different to
another
the ones
one.
that I've seen.
Yeah, I do have another one, a red one, but it's in my display cabinet.
Oh, is that the Death
And-
Stone?
Death Star? What?
Is that the Death Stone, the mask book?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's from this series.
Oh, okay.
So, and yeah.
Oh, that's
These are
cool. I
just-
haven't seen
they're
those
really
before.
basic kids books.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I'll end up doing a video on them at some stage.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then,
yeah. That'd be good.
But the best thing I picked up was the chocolate bars.
Mm.
Lovely English chocolate bars.
Excellent.
Pick up
Oh,
a
good
penguin.
work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
So,
just in the UK in May for a cruise, and we went to Poundland and spent probably about £20 on chocolate, and just to bring back. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
brilliant.
I'm that's what candies and chocolates are supposed to taste like. People in America have no idea what real sweets are. People in
Yeah,
Europe and the UK know how good candy can be.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Well,
That is true.
I've never had any American chocolate, so I can't compare, but I'll take your word for it, sir.
Oh, it's yeah. All of the branded chocolate, like Hershey's, is basically wax with like chocolate coloring on it. It's just
Yeah,
not good at
yeah,
all.
it is
It doesn't sound
waxy.
very
It is
appetizing.
waxy. Yeah, I've tried Hershey's a few times, and it's just doesn't. Yeah, there's something a bit not right about it.
Yeah, correct, Largo's lair. Just when I actually had a chance to live in Australia for a while, about a decade or so ago, and I gained weight not just because of the drinking, but because of the really good chocolate, the really good
Yeah,
can. Really, I mean, even the sodas were better because it was actually using sugar versus the cornstarch, which we have in America.
yeah.
But yeah, I've been recollecting one thing, which I think I don't know if you guys are aware, but there was a James Bond role playing game in like the late '80s.
Okay.
Okay.
It was a company called Victory Games, and so this is like they put out like a Q manual, which
Oh,
does all the game stats for all the gadgets. They put out
that's crazy.
like they actually put out like modules for the different movies, and you can
Wow.
actually play as James Bond in like or a spy in like the movies. And the really
Okay.
cool thing about this is almost all of these almost all of these game modules came with top secret props that you could use as a game master, and you can actually like hand them to the players, like a telegram, like a letter. It's just here's a shipping manifest. You know, it was an amazingly well crafted RPG, and it's one of my favorite experiences growing up is playing this game. And as a James Bond fan, I've been trying to do a complete run of all of the modules and all the stuff. So yeah, if you've never heard of it, you can get a lot of these things cheap on eBay or various auction sites, and it's a great addition to any James Bond collection.
That
Well,
sounds really
Si
cool.
likes James Bond, don't you? I mean,
I do like James Bond. I oh
Oh no,
everyone's
I think.
frozen a little bit.
Oh,
Am
sorry.
okay. If I keep moving,
Can you hear me?
yep, we
I
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep, everyone's back. But what other James Bond stuff have you got there?
Oh, Josh.
You said you had a big collection.
Well, the other thing I want to add about the Victory Games is they actually did sequels. They did sequel modules,
Oh,
like You Only Live Twice 2. They did Goldfinger 2. They actually
you
they
only
actually
live
did
twice.
sequels, and it was all based on the movies. But the funny part is they couldn't use Spectre as the villain
Oh, yeah.
organization because of the rights issues. Um, and
Oh,
so what they ended up doing is I can't even remember, like Tarot, I think was the name of the villain organization, which stood for something I can't remember. But so they had to replace all of the Blofeld characters and all the Spectre characters with like new villains in those stories. So yeah, it's an amazing set of really fun. Even if you don't play, just reading through the stuff is just quite entertaining. I mean, just a lot of really well crafted gameplay. Well, let me show you a couple things before I need to dip as well. I got this. I got this at Harrods, which is Dry Martini's
Dry
Truffles,
Martins. Okay. Did
wow.
you
which
eat them?
was yeah, they eat them. They're truffles, Bond truffles, according to the packaging. They're basically martini infused chocolate grenache, and they are very, very good.
Wow.
So I got that, and the other thing I got was an autographed copy of On His Majesty's Secret Service, which
Oh.
was made specifically for the coronation of Charles.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's
So this is
the newest book then.
yeah, it's an original Bond story sold for the coronation.
Wow.
Okay. So when were you in the UK then? It must have been
I was
recently.
there in May for basically a bucket list cruise. So we hit
Oh.
like 9 ports in 10 days. And of course, my intent was always to go. I've always wanted to go to Port Merion because my favorite show of all time, The Prisoner, was shot there.
Yeah.
And so on the next to the last day of the cruise, that is where our destination was. We landed in Wales, and we took the very long bus trip to Port Merion.
And were you chased by a massive balloon or?
No, thankfully, Rover did not show up. Thankfully, but yeah, I would have embraced that wholeheartedly if I was. I would be. I was wearing my Patrick McGowan outfit, the one where he arrived, the black button-up shirt and the black jacket, because I was like cosplaying in disguise, because I
Nice.
don't want no one knew I was cosplaying, because of course it's dumb American tourists who don't know the show, but it was quite fun.
Oh,
Okay. Cool.
All right. Well, I actually need to dip as well. I just wanted to drop by and say hi. And Tim, I want to again thank you for all you do for everybody. You're an amazing guy, and
Thank
I
you.
appreciate everything that you do to support the family, as it were, La Familia. Which don't want to tell you what it is. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Just, don't talk ill about the family, okay? Don't say anything. Don't say anything, Tim. Okay? Take care of business. All right. With that, I'm done boring all of you. And no, I am not a number either. I'm a
It's
free
been
man.
great to
Yeah.
talk to
I
you,
mean,
man. Thanks for stopping by. It's been really good. Thank you, man.
I will do it again. I appreciate just the opportunity. And Tim, God bless and take care. Okay.
Thank you for coming by, Joseph.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks, man. See ya. Oh,
And you had to go to retro.
I'm going to jump out as well and go to bed.
Okay. Well, have a good night.
Yeah,
It's
thanks
good to see
again
you, man.
for having me. Yeah, it's nice to
Yeah, it's
chat
good to
with
see
you
you
guys.
Thanks for dropping in.
Yeah, I'll try and drop by the chats, but can't say I'll be in them for long with my lovely getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning work regime.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys, and I'll see you around.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Bye.
See ya. Oh, cool. Well, they were a couple of nice gentlemen, weren't they? Yeah, Si's good. Have you seen Si's channel?
Yeah, I think I've been following it since. I don't know if I found his channel first or if he found my channel first. It seemed like we both kind of found each other at the same time.
Yeah. He's got some good stuff. Quite amusing.
And I've got a couple things in the mail, so I'm just checking the tracking numbers on a couple things. 1 and 4. When these 2 things, it's like 3 different things coming from Amazon Prime in the mail.
Yeah, you're expecting your camera, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm getting the new full HD webcam, and then there's a couple more Marvel figures coming in the mail.
Oh.
And then my mom has a book I ordered for her that should be coming today, along with, I think it's Captain America and Power Man Luke Cage figures are in with that same package.
Okay. What's
And then
the
I've got
T-shirt you're wearing, Tim?
this is Gen X
Oh, I thought so.
Toy Geek for
Yeah, I thought so.
Jody's channel.
Yeah, I thought so.
But I don't think he's making any content right now.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything for a while.
Yeah, I think he's just been busy.
Yeah. Can't believe Jason's booked his hotel for next year already. Wow.
Yeah, well, he's called Travels with Jason, so he does a lot of traveling. Sometimes I've seen him do videos with his little brother.
Yeah.
My throat is just so dry. I guess. Oh, now Jason's here on camera, so I'll add him. Hi, Jason.
Hello.
Hello, mate.
Yeah, see me talking to haha. Bear with me. Hello.
There you go. Hello, mate.
Are you using a phone?
Hi. I certainly do. I use my phone for everything, including my filming.
You're getting quite the
Okay.
beard at the moment, Jason. What's going on there? Are you growing it out?
Well, you know, just growing a bit at the moment.
Go on, treat yourself. Treat yourself to a beard. Go on.
And Tim, not quite grey, mate. Not quite grey. You know.
Yeah, there's a little bit of black here on the sides. Black and
So,
brown
yeah.
color.
That's
Good
it.
work. That looks good. You look like you could probably have a very powerful beard. Go for it.
Well, I certainly could.
How have you been, man? Anything exciting happening in the last couple of weeks?
No, not really. I ordered a couple of bits from Stan Solo, so just got to wait for them to turn up. Let's see if I can get. No, I'll just leave the camera there. That'll do. Battery's quite low, so.
So which is the hotel? Which is the hotel that you booked? Was it the first one that you went to?
Yeah.
The
best one
out
out of the. Yeah, the best one out of the whole lot. And basically, it's going to be for 21 nights.
Wow.
And we're basically staying there, but we also are going to go for about 5 nights down in Hatia. That hotel's not booked yet because we need to work that one out and see what sort of we want a swimming pool.
Right. So the next time you go is going to be for a lot longer.
Yeah, by 1 night.
Were you really there for that long this time?
Yeah.
Oh,
Even that it
okay.
carried on, even that all my films carried on for about another month. I just filmed so much over there, and I just did schedule film, schedule drops, so every 2 days.
Yeah.
And just that's why my Thailand vlog didn't finish till I think it was the 3rd of July it finished, but I was already back by a month.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, the Marvel retro line figures, the card stock's 10 times better than the retro Star Wars line and the indie line.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I just started getting them just to get the females because you don't get many female characters, especially that line. Bit by bit, I started getting a couple more. So altogether now I've got about 20, about 23, 24. So,
Right.
Yeah. So
and do you keep them in the? You keep them on the card.
Yes. Only because it reminds me of back in the day with the original Star Wars figures being carded. That's why I kept them on carded.
Okay.
But they look good and they look pretty good. Displaying, I'm actually looking at them now. Don't know if I can. Yeah. But I just can't
Okay,
really.
yeah.
I'm on a very small lead. If I unplug, it might be
No,
the
you're all
end.
right. Yeah, no, you're all right.
So
Yeah, you
yeah.
got a lot of stuff.
Tim, Largo is asking about your
Yeah,
American stag.
I typed it in the.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
see,
Uh,
Cool.
mm,
So you
yeah, I
said
mean,
you've ordered another couple of figures from Stan Solo.
yeah, some from his lost stock. So he's
Oh, okay.
one of his old factories got back in contact with him, and basically, after that other tosser put a kebab on his factory, they've actually got back to him and said, "You still got some figures here, you know." You basically,
Okay.
do you want them? If you do, you got to pay for them. Meaning that you really pay for them, but you got to pay again. but,
Oh, what?
but he didn't mind being, and then so he knew fans out there would get him, and they've been going like hotcakes. I mean, I think it was all together about 4 different figures. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I grabbed 2 loose figures, but some of the carded stuff I saw so nice. But I just don't really. I do collect carded, but can't really afford carded. Not yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, but yeah. Now I picked this up a couple of weeks ago.
Is that the TV series?
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
it says season 1.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
I've not seen
The-
that. I've seen the Tom Cruise movies, but I haven't seen the TV show.
Watch this. 10 times better, mate, than the TV
Is it?
series. Yeah, it was actually the author of the books. He actually has a very big, what do you call it, input.
Okay.
And I think he might also be part director. I'm not too sure. But yeah, the
Right.
guy they choose to play Jack Reacher, oh yes, you definitely would think he's definitely the right guy, right
Okay.
height, right
Yeah.
built,
Yeah.
lot
Yeah. I've
better
got loads
than
of I've got loads of the books.
yeah I have as well. Yeah, you can't beat the books. You just can't. So, did you ever used to read Clive Cluster?
No.
Now he done books from the middle 70s, I think. Character called Dick Pitt or Dick Pet, something like that, and it's still going now. But he's
Okay.
like works for what's it called? The underwater agency in America.
What what do you mean? Not the seals?
No, they they worked on the ocean
Oh, I
in
don't know.
America. Yeah, I can't think what it's called at the moment. And not the Navy SEALs, Andrew. It's can't think what it's called. It's gone over my head.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah. So brilliant. Yeah. His books are just as good. They
Okay.
are. Two of these films, Dick Pitt films, got put out on films. The Rise of the Titanic. Do you remember that one?
No.
And I can't say the other one because it's quite hard for me to say it. Let's see if I can say it. Cesara. base of the desert.
Oh, Sahara.
Yeah, that's his other book he had done as a film, but
Oh,
both
okay.
didn't really do that great because they didn't really follow what I think a lot of acting. Well, a lot of the book basically they're basically, you know,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh no, I
But
haven't
yeah,
seen either of those.
yeah. One's 1970 something, but Rise of Titanic, I think. Yeah, Largo. Yeah, that's correct, mate. I think Rise of Titanic was about late 70s, maybe early 80s, where the Titanic is still in one piece. Because at that point, they hadn't found the real Titanic.
Right.
So I don't know when the real Titanic was found now. Yeah, so, good books.
Oh. Oh, cool.
Mm. So,
I
yeah.
see that. Speaking of Jack Reacher, I see that Lee Child has now done several books with Jack Reacher and his son. Is that right?
Yes, I've seen that as well.
I haven't read any
Yeah.
of those yet.
Yeah, I've read a couple, if that's his latest ones. Well, one.
Right.
I think it might be co-author. As if I'm getting it right. Not too
Okay.
sure.
Right.
But yeah, I'll tell you one thing. I might have to go soon because even though I've got it plugged in, but I think the output of the video camera is more stronger than my Xbox because it's
Oh.
going down to 6%. So
Oh.
soon I may have to say bye.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I've also see if I also picked these up.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, number 3, 4, and 5.
Ah.
Yeah,
Well, that'll
not
keep you
bad
busy
price.
for a little while.
Basically a
£5.
fiver. Yeah,
Nice one.
yeah. And number 4 cost a tenner, and number 5 was about 20 quid. So,
Okay.
mm,
Cool. And that's for
yeah,
the Xbox
yeah,
One.
yeah. That's it. Xbox One.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, I'm gonna go because I was only quickly popping on. As you see, I've got a good poster behind me.
Yeah.
And I'll probably still be watching because I've got to hit the bed as well soon.
Okay.
So you
No
two
worries.
have fun, and well,
Thanks, Jason. Good to see you,
I'll be
man.
watching. So I'll see you later, and ta-ta for now.
Cheers, man. See ya.
See you, Jason.
Bye.
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 There he goes. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, been quite a busy stream tonight, Tim.
Yeah, well, it hasn't even been a full 2 hours yet, but we've had a lot of people come and go.
Yeah, it's been good.
Feels like sort of a birthday party, like family reunion. Just like when I was a kid, having all people over, I would have a birthday party. That's what it felt like, having all these people come in and go.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. It was a nice surprise to see Joseph, and Cy popping up as well. I didn't expect that, but because I thought he was still on holiday.
Sigh?
Yeah, retro toy guy.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, but he's obviously back now. Yeah.
Yeah, and plus we were talking about school. We were talking about school and teachers we had to deal with, so it was So that's why
Yeah.
it kind of felt like like one of those birthday parties from my childhood, just talking about school.
Yeah. Well, Andrew is a big supporter of my channels, and he's often asking Skeletor questions and stuff. So I really appreciate his input. He's it's really appreciated when people engage with the content and contribute like that. And he's an absolute star. He's always sending questions in. So thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it, buddy.
So is he in the UK too, or?
I believe so, yeah. I could be wrong, but I believe so.
Yeah, Andrew, are you in the UK as well?
Thanks, Andrew, man. Appreciate it. Andrew.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can get...
Yeah, Andrew. Thanks for all your support. I really appreciate it. Yeah.
Oh, that was Skeletor. Making a little appearance there.
Okay, so you're in California, sunny Southern California.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Okay. Brilliant. Yeah, I didn't I just assumed that he was from the UK. But obviously not. No. Cool. Great. It's really cool sort of meeting all these people from different places, you know. I mean, so that's, I think Andrew's now the third person from California that I know. Well, I don't know him, but you know,
Mhm.
but yeah, that's cool. Did you hear that, Skeletor? Andrew's from California.
California?
Yep, California.
Ah, I've never been there.
No, I haven't either, Skeletor.
Ah, maybe we can go one day.
Maybe we can, Skeletor. Anyway, do you want to... You're blocking my shot, Skeletor. Out you go. Go on. See you later.
I hate you, Monkeyboy.
I know you do, Skeletor. See you later. What was that? I missed that comment. Something about Boneface. Let me have a look. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you did, Jason. Yeah, he made a little appearance there. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Spent some time. I've never been to Ireland, so there you go. And I'm right next to it, and I've never been there. Return to the mothership. Brilliant. Cool.
I think he was talking about Skeletor to return to the mothership since Mattel's there.
Cool. Yeah, I'd like to go. I'd like to visit the Mattel place. That'd be cool. I wonder if they've got a visitors section or some kind of visitors tour that they do. That would be good.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah. So have you got any plans for the week? Anything exciting coming along? Anything to do?
I've got another Tribal Fusion belly dance class tomorrow morning. I had one on Tuesday that was just a 1 hour like workout exercise class.
That sounds exhausting. Tribal
Yeah.
fusion. I mean, it does sound exhausting.
And I'm hopefully getting the new purple lounge pants I'm gonna later today. I'm hoping I can get in those because I got a purple vest that would look good with those. Just put that those on with that
Yeah.
vest. It looked good. Practice dancing in those, unless it's just going to be more exercises tomorrow. I'm hoping we'll do some sort of dance moves tomorrow, because it was all sorts of stretching the other day.
Okay. Oh, uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there was an episode of The Toys That Made Us. If they did an episode on Barbie, I can't remember. If you get too many toys that you cannot show, do you sell or just keep? Because I like to show all mine. I don't like to put away.
Yeah, I've never
Well,
really sold off any of my toys, I don't think. I mean, like, when I was younger, I had a yard sale and I sold off a bunch of my childhood stuff just so I would have a little bit of money to go out to eat, because I was broke many years back. But I generally, now that I've been like collecting it as an adult, I don't really sell. I haven't sold anything off.
no, I don't sell
I
stuff.
think it's just like with other YouTubers. I think if I could just get too much, I would probably just display a certain amount, then pack those away, and then get out other stuff I would have packed away and display that in the house.
I don't think I've got the patience to do that. I display stuff, and once I display it, then I just leave it.
Yeah.
But I've
Well,
got quite a lot of stuff
this
I don't display.
well, this is my dining room table. I usually keep the Canty 4 hallways in my bedroom, and then I started to put that cantina on my bookshelf back there, but I don't.
Yeah.
I had to take it apart and just put a bunch of pieces in one spot, or in a box packed away.
Okay.
So the hallways will go back into my bedroom at some point.
Right.
Eh,
Right.
Tim, would you prefer a Stan Solo custom vintage style Empire Strikes Back Luke Dagobah?
Would you pre-order one?
Yeah, I pre-ordered that one along with the Darth Vader and the movie accurate Greedo. Yeah, it's a great table, but if I cook a pizza, I don't, with all the toys there, I can't bring a full pizza on here to cut in here anymore. I always have to leave the pizza on the oven and cut it in there if I cook a pizza. So I don't really have much space on here now for food.
Yeah.
If I'm
Yeah.
at the
Some of my stuff
computer,
is.
I just have to leave plates of food and stuff on the desk next to my monitor, which I don't like to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have any room anywhere. There are several toys that I've got that I can't display because I just don't have the room. Like I would love to have all my masks on display, but I just don't have the room for it. So it's in the
Mhm.
drawers underneath my bed. I suppose it keeps it away from the dust, I guess, which is one good thing. But yeah, I don't, apart from all my Bib Fortuna army and my squid faces, all the rest of my Kenner Star Wars is packed away. So yeah, it's yeah, a bit of a shame really, but I don't have the room. Love all those plastic guys just piled up on my desk in front of my computer. Doesn't create this fun. Yeah, yeah, we've all got a lot of plastic guys, haven't we?
Yes, even more so now. I'm really been collecting all uh the Marvel Legends retro Kenner style figures, and I've collected a few Super 7 figures, mainly the monster themed ones, but I've
Yeah.
got the cartoon G.I. Joe Scarlet coming later today, along with the Marvel Legends Retro Hulk, and
Oh, cool.
I think it was the Moon Knight was the other retro one I ordered, and then the Hasbro Super 7 collaboration on the Dungeons and Dragons Sorceress figure.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, comics take up a bit of room, don't they? I was looking through my comics earlier on today. I've got hundreds of, well, probably about 100 Supergirl comics. I was just flicking through them today, because I was selecting the 3 that I want to get tattoos of. So they're comic book covers that I'm gonna have turned into tattoos.
You seem to get a lot of tattoos.
Yeah, but I've still got some room, so yeah, I'm gonna go for some more. Yeah, maybe not this year because I need to save up. It's gonna cost me probably about £1,000, maybe.
Oh
Um,
no.
yeah, for all the ones that I want, because there's 5 more I want to get done. Well, maybe 6. Um, So yeah, I'm going to save up for those. So I might slow down on buying toys for the rest of the year. I'll still get maybe things occasionally, but I've got quite a bit of stuff um, that's sort of piling up that I can put on the channel for the next few months. Um, so I
Yeah,
think I
and
will slow
I've
down.
I've slowed down on buying movies since I don't own a 4K player and I don't have a 4K TV, so I just have a Blu-ray a 1080p HD TV behind me, along with the Blu-ray, just a regular Blu-ray.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you do, Andrew. Yeah,
So, do
yeah.
you get tattoos too, Andrew? Because I know Monkeyboy does, and I know Bobby Vala of Valaverse does, and then Tony of Analog Toys has gotten some. And it seems like there's a few other people that have gotten some. Yeah, yeah, I haven't gotten any either, Andrew. I can't handle the pain, and I heard you have to have a pretty high tolerance for pain to get tattoos.
Yeah, I mean they are painful. I mean, there's no real way around it. They do hurt, but that's part of it, you know. Thinking of downsizing my toys. Star Wars is safe. Not sure on all the Black Series 6-inch if they'll get sold off. Yeah, I like the Black Series, and I'm probably going to keep most of the ones I've got. I don't think I'll sell any. The ones that I would want to sell or might want to sell, I don't think I'd get anything for them anyway. So I'm quite happy with my Black Series collection. I got quite heavily into that. Okay. Yeah, well, I have seen some awful tattoos before, but they're very addictive. That's the problem, and they don't tell you that. You don't realize, but once you've got your first one, you think, oh, I'll just get one, and then before you know it, you're back in the tattooist again because they are very addictive. The pain is once you've had the tattoo done, you get quite an endorphin rush from all the pain, and it is addictive. I'm really looking forward to getting them done again, but it possibly won't be this year. Might be the beginning of next year, maybe, by the time I've saved up. Monkeyboy can do an episode on all his soft friends instead of just cameo appearances.
What does he
Yeah,
mean by soft friends? I don't
I've
know.
got like here we go. Here's one for example. It's Mr. Hippo.
Okay, because I thought maybe he meant soft friends as in those of us who don't get tattoos.
Oh no.
Yeah,
My soft
that's what he
friends.
meant.
I've got Mr. Hippo here. I've got if I can reach back here, I've got Penelope Octopus. So yeah, I've got a bunch of I just quite like unusual soft toys, and they just make me laugh. Obviously I don't cuddle them and play with them like a child might do, but they just amuse me. Like when I saw this hippo, I just had to buy it. Yeah, Mr. Hippo. Hello.
Yeah, you like to show us that hippo a lot on your Sunday videos.
Yeah,
Sometimes you
he's been on a
show,
couple of times. Yeah,
and sometimes
him and
you show us.
Skeletor don't.
Yeah, sometimes you
Him and
like to show us.
Skeletor don't get on.
You like to show us the banana guy.
yeah. I've got quite a few. Got quite a few silly things. I've got a massive fish here, which will be appearing on the channel at some point. I can't really show him all because he's too massive. He is a massive fish. So his name is Massive Fish. I don't know what kind of fish he is. I think it might be a perch, but I'm not
That
sure.
looks real.
I know it's die, die, die. Yeah. So I've got big fish. My local charity shop often has soft toys in there, and they're really cheap. I think this guy cost me £2.50. So I was just like, I have to buy that now. As soon as I saw it in the window, and I was like, well, how much is the fish? £2.50. Well, looks like I'm buying the fish then. I can't resist really. The same with Mr. Hippo. I think he was £3, and I just thought, yeah, do you know what? I need that hippo. I need him. He's needed. What does that say? Ichthyologist. Is that a fish studying person? Might be. Might be. Yeah. Not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I get lots of soft things. I quite like soft foodstuffs. So I've got like vegetables and fruit and stuff like that because I just find them amusing. I don't know why. I've got a big box full of soft things, bananas, carrots, blueberries. I mean, yeah. Oh, Jason's got some soft toys as well. Cool. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I quite like them.
He gets the soft toys, which is cool.
I've got my Ghostbusters soft toy, which is pretty cool. I like that. Mind you, I like anything with Ghostbusters on it, really. I even bought the 2016 Ghostbusters film that they remade with all the women. I haven't seen it yet, and I haven't heard good things about it, but I still bought it because it's Ghostbusters. I do really like Ghostbusters. I got another Ghostbusters book this week. Well, I haven't received it yet. I bought it this week. So Oh, here's one of my favorite soft toys. Yeah, he hasn't been on the channel yet, but you'll get a sneak. Well, he has been on Skeletor's channel. A picture of him has been on. It's Winston Fish. He's cool. I really like him. He's brilliant.
So is he named after the Ghostbuster?
No, he is. There's a Marvel character called Wilson Fisk. He's like a bad guy in the Marvel universe. Sorry, I think he's one of Daredevil's enemies. And he's called Wilson Fisk, and so I called this fish Winston Fish because I thought it sounded. So it's a bit silly, really, but yeah. So this is Winston Fish.
Winston Fish.
Yep. Yeah, I'm afraid so, Jason. Yeah, the remake. I haven't watched it yet, and I know it's going to be terrible. But the Kingpin. Yes. Thank you, Zantara. My brain isn't really working at the moment. Yes, Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin. Yeah. So this is Winston. But he's pretty cool. He's quite realistic looking. Apparently it's called Anna Club Plush. It's a World Wildlife Fund creature. I bought him at an aquarium, and he's pretty cool. An excellent Romita creation. In his intro, he had the classic line, "Don't mistake my bulk for fat." Yeah. And the Kingpin in the new Spider-Man animations, he's absolutely massive. He's got a tiny head and an absolutely enormous body. It looks pretty cool. And then I've got my official Slimer. Who's pretty cool. Quite like him. And then I've got my knockoff Slimer, which is terrible. But I quite liked it. I knew it was a knockoff when I bought it, so I wasn't disappointed. In fact, if anything, I was more happy when I received it because it's such a terrible knockoff. So yeah, I've got my Slimers, various other bits hanging about. So yeah. Oh yeah, Jason hasn't watched the Ghostbusters. Yeah, I mean, I honestly haven't heard anything good about it. What's Andrew saying? I think the movie one is a tribute to how Bill, whatever that word is, Sinkovich used to draw him. Bill loves those exaggerations. A great artist. Okay. Yeah, maybe. What else is going on? Let's have a look at what else is in the chat.
Zantara had something to say, but her text isn't coming through on just. Oh, here we go.
Okay. Right. Well, I mean, I feel I need to watch it because I've heard so many bad things about it. I want to watch it now. Um, I know it's going to annoy me. I already know that. Um, but I will give it a watch. I found it in my local charity shop for £1. So for me, I thought it's got to be worth a quid. Surely, even if it is makes me cross, it's got to be worth a quid. Um, Andrew's saying Ghostbusters 2 never did it for him. Um, I like Ghostbusters 2. I watched it several times in a row a couple of years ago. I put it on, and for some reason, it just really appealed to me at the time. And then I watched it again and again. I like it more now than I did when it came out. When it came out, I was quite disappointed that they didn't use the proton packs more because I didn't like those slime blower guns. I thought they were a bit crap. And I wanted to see more proton pack action. Um, Cartoon was fun as well, but that might be the rosy glow of the past. I've got the cartoon series here. I bought the almost complete set on DVD. It's got over 100 episodes on it, but I think there were about 150 episodes. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure why this doesn't have all of them, but this is a 10-disc set. So it's got most of them on. Um, it the animation is a bit dodgy, I suppose, in places. Obviously, animation has come on a long way since these days, but actually, the writing and the character development in 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 this cartoon series was actually really good. Um, the dialogue was well written. The stories were interesting. Um, and yeah, I really quite like this. So, but again, like I said, I've got loads of Ghostbuster stuff. Um, I've I mean, I don't buy all the merchandise, but I certainly buy the important stuff. Um, oh, what else have we got? Let's have a look. Santara is saying the shop should have paid me a quid to take it off them. Yeah, well, I'm going to regret watching it, aren't I? But I just thought, well, the situation was, in my local charity shop, they have DVDs and Blu-rays, and they are £1.50 each, or 3 for £3. So I always get 3. And I had found 2 other things that I wanted, 2 other DVDs or Blu-rays. And I thought, well, if I buy these 2, it's going to cost me 3 quid. I can get another one free. And there wasn't really anything else there I wanted. And apart from the Ghostbusters 2016, and I just thought, well, I'm going to buy these other 2 DVDs anyway. I'll get this Blu-ray effectively for a quid because it's £3 for 3 of them. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, okay. Jason's seen the new indie film. Thought it was okay. Are you interested in that, Tim? In the new indie film?
No, I don't want to see the new Indiana Jones movie. I've heard too many things about it that don't sound good, and even though they changed the ending, it doesn't sound like it's a good movie either way.
Right. Okay. I haven't seen Crystal Skull, and I haven't seen the new one, so
Crystal Skull I could tolerate, is one I definitely could tolerate, even
okay.
though it wasn't that great. It Yeah, I wish we still had drive-ins here. We had during COVID, we did get a drive-in back here, but then the guy running it shut it down. He just couldn't take all the criticism he was getting, I think.
Right. I've never been to a drive-in. Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, it was effectively free or £1, depending on how you break it down. Um, so I mean, I
Well,
did the same thing. Go on.
yeah, Andrew, the thing is, they didn't have to have him play Indy in every single film. They could have made him just like James Bond, where it was a new actor playing the character in each film, but they opted just to keep reusing Harrison Ford constantly.
Yeah.
Jason, that's just an opinion. I've heard way too many bad things about what Disney has done to a lot of properties, and Rogue One is probably one I could tolerate, and Crystal Skull I could tolerate, but Disney has just screwed up too many franchises for me to want to do anything to bother much anymore with whatever they touch. They've just screwed too many things up, and they've pissed off way too many fans.
Yeah. I liked Rogue One though. I must admit, I really did like that.
Yeah, Rogue One is okay, but
I thought that was really good. I really, really enjoyed that.
I know Michael French said that he liked Rogue One, but he felt that there was too much that they didn't leave in the film. I think there was a bunch of stuff that either didn't get filmed or got cut out, but they couldn't put it back in. There was a bunch of.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be more of a sci-fi war and space movie.
Okay. No, I really liked that. And I was very not nervous, but I had my reservations when I started watching it. I thought, oh, is this going to be awful? And I was so impressed with it. I thought it was very good. Yeah, that's right. It did used to take a long time for stuff to come out on video and TV and
Well,
used to take-
back then, they just wanted to keep showing movies in the theater, but now movies aren't making as much in the theaters, so they're bringing it to streaming sooner.
Yeah.
And I heard Disney is stopping physical media of their stuff in Australia, and that Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3 will be the last Disney movie on Blu-ray and DVD in Australia.
Oh no. Oh, okay.
How did Disney get Doctor Who? Because that's British. I thought Disney only had some American, owned American stuff. I didn't think that they owned anything that was from the BBC.
Oh, they're getting their fingers in all the pies. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I love those read along books. They were brilliant. You know it's time to turn the page when you hear R2D2 beep like this.
Yeah, that's just a distribution deal. They don't own the full rights to it. So it doesn't mean they'll have it forever though.
Yeah. Hmm. What else have we got? Let's have a look. So I'm getting all the comments, but I'm getting them on a delay because for some reason, my tablet is running about 10 seconds behind the.
Okay, well, Largo is going to join us on camera. And hello,
Hey.
Largo.
How you guys doing?
Hey, man.
Oh, I just thought I'd clarify about the Doctor Who thing. I don't know how much of a Whovian you are, Tim, but BBC still owns Doctor Who.
That's what I figured. I figured
yeah, they just
still
made a
own it.
distribution deal with Disney Plus so that it'll be shown on their streaming service. But I don't know how much they're going to have their fingers in the production. So I'm a little concerned because the last few seasons haven't been stellar for the Doctor. So hopefully this will be a good thing and not a bad thing. But like I said, Disney doesn't have a great track record these days with what they've been doing with Star Wars and Marvel and whatnot, at least recently. But yeah, this is neat. Just having fun hanging with you guys, hanging out in the chat while I'm working on some other stuff. So Tim, I feel like I've known you forever from the retro blasting Patreons and chats and whatnot.
Yeah, it's been a few years now.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't join retro blasting right away because I didn't know about it right away. If I would have known about it sooner, I would have gotten involved with it sooner.
Same here. I think I became more aware right around the time of Iconicon, the first one. That really
it was before Iconicon. It was during that I think it was right before the sail barge situation was when I first found out about retro blasting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd watched it on and off, but not religiously. But right around Iconicon, I just started watching more. Everybody was kind of closed down, and we were all kind of watching the tubes to see what kind of entertainment was out there, and found out a bunch of great channels. Other than just analog and retro blasting, but some of the guests they had on there. So it was a lot of fun. Oh, yeah, you like my underdog?
Yeah, I was wondering what he was talking about because I see a Superman on another shelf behind you.
I have an underdog. It was one of my favorites as a kid. Yeah, there's Superman. I've got kind of an eclectic bunch of stuff here. So a lot of Action Force. That's kind of what I've been into lately. I'm working on the next show for that.
What's the creature that's just over your left shoulder? There's it looks like a creature. What is that?
This is a giant wolf. Honestly, I don't remember the name of the company that made it. I think it's called D20. I think it's just it's supposedly 1/12 scale, but it's really oversized. And
that's
just
cool.
a fun. Yeah, it's just a fun bit. I originally got it for that the Red Sonja that's supposed to be coming out. Actually, it has come out now from what is it, Executive Figures, I think is the name.
Oh, okay.
But I just have a creepy skeleton on there for now till I get the she-devil to get up on there.
That's cool. That's very cool.
But thanks. Yeah, I just kind of try to pick up neat bits here and there, and whatever catches my fancy.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Oh, nice
So
one. Whereabouts are you coming to us from?
I'm actually in Guatemala right now. I'm originally from the States, but I've been all over the place. Spent some time in the UK. Spent some time a couple of other different places. My father was in the military. I was in the military, so constantly get orders to wherever they send you. So get to see a lot of neat stuff and different cultures and whatnot.
Wow. How long were you in the UK for?
About 4 years when I was a kid. I lived in Scotland, a little place called Sandbank. It's kind of near Holyloch.
Okay, right. I've never been to Scotland. It's bizarre, isn't it? You're from so far away, and yet you've been right next door to me, and I've never been there.
It was very pretty, very cold. I
Yeah,
did not like the
yeah.
winters there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was there, Lord, around the time of the Queen's Silver Jubilee. So that was late 70s, 77, 78, somewhere in that
Wow.
neighborhood.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, had a good time. That's where I learned to love, Doctor Who. I, got to see Tom Baker, and,
Yeah.
K9 was a big thing when I was there on telly. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tom Baker was the one I grew up with during the 90s. I remember my mom rented me some of the VHS tapes from a local video store, and then Sci-Fi Channel had the Doctor
Mhm.
Who hour.
Yeah, when I came back to the States, I found that the public broadcasting channels, what we call PBS in the States, they would have Doctor Who on a lot, usually the fourth and the fifth Doctors. So every once in a while you'd see some John Pertwee on there, or,
Yeah.
so it was neat. But yeah, once everything started coming out on video, we got to catch up on all the Doctors from yesteryear, get the videos and stuff. That was fun.
Yeah.
And Theodore thanks you for your service, Mr.
Oh.
Largo.
Appreciate
And
it. Thank
And then Andrew has a question for you. Or no, he had something else before that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have Poly Purebred. I do wish I did. There was a toy company a few years ago that made little vinyl figures of all of the different characters: Simon, Bar Sinister, Poly Purebred. I haven't been able to locate those, but I know they're out there. So it's on my list to hunt down. I do like the Big Finish audio for Doctor Who. Those are fun, especially since they've been able to get some of the original cast members to do the voices. So
Yeah,
those are really neat.
Big Finish I first heard about, I don't know if it was 2006 or 2007. It was a number of years back. I went to the Dark Shadows convention in Burbank.
Cool.
And Big Finish was there giving away sample CDs of some of their Dark Shadows related audio. So I remember I got one of those, and then I got like an audio book.
Dark Shadows, that was the one with Barnabas the vampire. It was kind of
Barnabas.
it was more of
Collins.
kind of a soap opera and a horror show kind of thing.
Yeah, it was a gothic horror soap opera. So it was
neat.
It started out with, it was more like a regular soap opera at first, but then they started having they had more murder mysteries, and they added in ghosts, and then they had witches, and then Barnabas.
I vaguely remember seeing a couple episodes here and there. Of course, I saw the remake movie. That it was okay, but the original's always better.
The remake I heard too many bad things about from a super fan, so I couldn't.
Yeah, it was kind of a parody. It wasn't as good as the original source stuff.
But. Yeah, Andrew, this was like a number of years back.
Yeah, no, I'd never heard of that. I don't think that came to the UK.
Yeah, and somebody's at my front door.
Yeah, I know I think it's on video now, but it went on for many seasons. It's just a continued story on telly where, like he was saying, it followed this family that was kind of cursed, and there were vampires and werewolves and whatnot that would pop in, and it was interesting.
Didn't have any mail for us.
Okay. Is that what the Johnny Depp film was based on?
Yes. Yeah, that was a remake of the original. So yes, it was based on that.
Aha. Okay. Yeah, I've seen that.
My mail person just came with 2 more of my Amazon Prime packages.
Yay!
Cool.
Open it.
Yeah, but hang on. They did comics of it as well. He's talking about Dark Shadows. It was done as a legit soap opera, so live to tape, usually 5 times a week. Yeah, they recorded it on videotape, and they did it live, so...
Wow.
It was on a long time. Started back in the black and white television days, and then moved into color, I think. It was on for
66,
many years.
and then it it was sometime in '67 they switched from black and white to color, and then they kept
So
airing
so
it
was it
till
was it
'71.
meant as a competitor or some kind of Adams Family type?
No. Adam's
No.
Family was a sitcom. This was just a straight drama. This was a
Okay.
straight drama.
I would say, yeah, this was more in the flavor of like some of the Hammer horror films. You know, it was very gothic era, but they played it straight. They played it, you know, serious horror.
Right. Okay. Cool.
And let's see. Okay, there's just one in here. It's Black Widow.
Nice.
Cool. Excellent. Good.
And
I like the card art on those, Tim. Are they 5 POA or do they have a little bit more articulation than that?
They're supposed to be 5 POA, but it seems like on the feet and the hands they have a little bit more movement.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of extra movement. So yeah, I've been getting a lot of these today. I think this is I'm gonna pop this sucker.
Yeah, my co-host Wilhelm with Wilhelm Toy and Hobby, he does a lot of the 1/18 scale. He loves those. I do more of the larger scale, the 7-inch or 6-inch figures. But you know, I like those too.
Yeah.
And then I've got one. Yeah, this is the last of the ones that should be coming in the mail. Aside from there were some eBay buys that I might not be coming till next week. This should be my new
I'm trying to stay on I'm trying to stay on an eBay diet. That it gets hard on the wallet.
Yeah,
especially when you see neat stuff that you missed from years gone by. It's like, ooh,
Yeah.
The prices though, not fun.
Well,
Andrew's still talking about Dark Shadows, straight soap opera style, so they are oriented to camera like any soap opera, many dramatic speeches that with back to character but face to camera.
Right. It was like a lot like stage theater. And like he was saying in an earlier quote there, they did have a few technical goofs because they were filming live and they just had to, roll with it.
yeah.
But yeah, I like those old shows. They're a lot of fun. Seems like modern telly isn't nearly as entertaining. I don't watch much of it hardly anymore.
That is my webcam, my new HD
Cool.
webcam. So this was not cheap. It's supposed to have a tripod in there, so yeah, adjustable brightness with touch control, with camera blindfold, full HD 1080p built-in, 2 microphones, no distortion, plug-and-play setup, but this was supposed to have some sort of tripod. I don't know why there's no tripod. And then I got Thor.
Haha.
Yeah, I've got Loki, so I had to get his brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those classic 1970s, 80s style costumes better than some of the modern ones.
Yeah.
Those are the comics I remember.
And they don't really do much on the back of these with these Marvel retro. They just show you the one character and tell a little bit about the character, but they don't show you any of the other figures.
It's too bad they didn't put a nicer little file card there, but yeah. I think those are more geared towards folks that just leave them in the pack and put them up on the wall where they're pretty. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not for one leaving them in the packages forever. I've never been a fan of that.
Good. Plastic needs to breathe. I try to open most of my things. The only thing I have left in box, I do have an Action Force Commando that I picked up. And he was in such good shape, and the card art is really nice. And it's just like I can't open it. You can still find open versions of this pretty easily. So I'm going to leave this one on the card. But generally, I'm like Tim. I like to open them and play with them.
So I guess this is my new camera's tripod.
Yeah.
It's just a little thing, and then,
Hmm.
but I don't know how this is supposed to stand up. And then I guess this is a blindfold to put over the camera lens.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
So
Well, that's
it's
neat. Jason saying he got to meet Tom and Colin Baker and Peter Davidson. That's awesome. That is really
Oh.
neat.
Nice.
yeah, so here's my new camera, my new HD camera, which has the USB plug. It's all
Okay.
tied up, and then looks like there's some sort of directions in here, but I don't expect much. Okay, that apply in Windows XP Vista 7.8. I don't get that because this is supposed to be for a Windows 10 computer.
Well, it sounds like it probably is compatible. Hopefully, it's just plug and play. Most
Yeah, it
things are
says
these days.
system requirements support PC operating systems, for example, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, or the latest version.
Cool.
Well, that's neat. I'm going to run. I've got some company that just showed up, but I just want to come on and say hi. I haven't seen you face to face in a while, so
Yeah, and it sounds like you
love what you.
have a dog there too.
I have several, and they are very loud, so I apologize. But they get excited when somebody comes to the door. But I like what you're doing with the channel. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of stuff you guys have coming up. So,
Cool.
We'll see you in the very near future.
Thanks, man. Nice
Have
to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well. You guys have a good one.
Mhm.
See ya.
Yeah, so I got my
It was
camera. I got my camera, and I got most of my other figures that were coming today, but I still have a few more that are coming today. And then tomorrow I've got my Frankenstein book that I'm getting. I'm really happy about that.
Cool. What's that? What's that for? What's that going about?
It's just all about the different versions of Frankenstein, the movie, the original Mary Shelley novel, the plays, and the radio dramatizations of it. So it covers just about everything Frankenstein.
Cool. Cool. What have we got?
So let's see. What do we say?
Jason's off to bed. Night, Jason.
Yeah, good night, Jason. Yeah, you better go to bed, man. If it's really that late, you better go lay down and go to sleep.
Yeah. It's getting quite late here now. It's nearly midnight here.
Yeah. So do you need to go to bed now, Monkeyboy?
I'll probably go soon. Yeah. Cool. Oh, well, that was nice. Nice. Speaking to Largo. Not met him before.
Yes.
I like that wolf he had.
A wolf?
Yeah, the
What do you
wolf he
mean?
had. The figure of the wolf that he had.
Oh, okay. That was the creature you were talking about. I was wondering what
that was really cool. Yeah, I like that. That was excellent. But I also liked the Street Fighter figure that the gentleman showed us at the beginning. I'm going to have to look up those Jada Street Fighter figures now because, yeah, that looked really good.
And Tree Theodore says, "Thank you, gentlemen."
Thanks, Tree.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
And yeah, he says, travels to Jason. You had some good guests on tonight, Tim. Very enjoyable. Yeah, and some were unexpected. Some I just don't know who's going to show up. It's just I give the link. As soon as I give the link out, it's just anybody can come on camera if they want to, or they can just use a microphone. Yeah, Andrew, that is one movie I loved when I was a kid. I think it was either 11 or I was 12 when I first saw that movie on cable.
Yeah, and her hair is very cool.
Yeah, she's supposed to be. I think they based her hairdo on Nefertiti, who was a queen of
Oh,
Egypt.
yeah. Yeah. I haven't seen that for a long time.
Yeah, the first time I saw it was when I was 11 or 12 years old. And
Oh,
then
wow.
it seemed like after that it kept coming on cable every year, and then I remember I got the DVD and then I got the Blu-ray.
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah, some of those old horror films were actually pretty good, you know? Like some of those Christopher Lee films and the Peter Cushing ones, you know, they were cool.
Yeah, it's funny though how some of those Hammer horror actors ended up in Star Wars, because first you get Peter Cushing is in the original Star Wars,
Yeah.
and then Dave Prowse, who was in a couple Frankenstein movies playing the monster, was Darth Vader, and then Christopher Lee, who was Dracula, ended up playing Count Dooku in
Hmm.
Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I suppose they were working with a smaller pool of actors, really. So, and because a lot of this stuff was shot in the UK, they were, you know, keen to go for actors that were from the UK as well.
Yes.
Cool. Well, that was good, Tim. There was quite a number of guests this evening. That was good fun.
Yes, it was very much fun.
Thanks, man.
So it's 2 hours and 47 and a half minutes. You want to end it now, or do you want to wait for the 3 hour mark?
I don't mind. We can hang on if you like. That's all right. I don't mind. I'm not sure. I've got anything else really to show or talk about. I think we've probably exhausted everything.
Yeah, I've got more packages coming, but they won't. I don't know how much later most of it will come.
Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I've got anything coming. I don't think I have.
Yeah, I don't have any. I haven't ordered any more movies. I just decided, well, I don't have a 4K player, so it seems like almost everything coming out now that's worth getting is on 4K. So,
Right.
and I have Blu-ray copies of almost everything I want to see. And if I
Yeah.
don't have a Blu-ray of it, it seems to be something that ends up on Amazon Prime streaming.
What do you think about DVD? Do you think DVD is going to end soon and become obsolete, or do you think it will continue?
It seems to still continue for some stuff. There's some stuff that seems to be stuck in standard definition.
Because I've got so many DVDs, there's no way I can replace them all with Blu-rays. I mean, it would cost me a fortune because I've got hundreds and hundreds of DVDs.
Yeah, I know,
So
the original Mysterious Cities of Gold, that seems to be stuck in standard definition, so if you have the DVD set of that, hang on to it just in case it never gets a Blu-ray.
Right. I mean, I have been buying Blu-rays for, a little while, but I've just got so many DVDs. I wouldn't know how to begin replacing them all, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that format at least is still supported for several years. For many years. I think that people are now grading VHS tapes and audio tapes and selling them.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I know some people like to collect vinyl records still. That's made a comeback, the vinyl records.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was a few years back, when Jody was here in the States doing some work for his job, he was able to come by here and visit. He rehooked up one of our old VCRs, so I started using that some.
Okay. I see
Yeah.
fans. Do you ever watch the Fans of Power podcast?
I don't think. No, I
No,
don't
probably
think
not.
I've had that on. I might have had it on once, but
Yeah, I quite like that. They're big into their Masters of the Universe, but they've got a live stream coming up in about half an hour, and I think it's Batman versus Predator, which sounds quite interesting.
hmm.
I shouldn't shame people. I don't know what that means.
You shouldn't shame people who collect certain things, is what he meant.
I shouldn't shame.
Yeah, he says, I shouldn't laugh as I buy dumb stuff. Enjoy whatever you collect. I shouldn't collect shame people. So he was just laughing about what certain things that people collect.
Aha. There's a record store near me on record day. They always have a long line out the door. Vinyl has its fans. Where my turntable? I'm not getting a new one. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they are. They do require maintenance, don't they? That looks like a little. It's almost like a War of the Worlds type thing you've got going on there.
Yeah, well, it's just an HD webcam on a tripod is all it is. Surprised it's so small because I was expecting this to be in a bigger package since it was so expensive. It was like $48.99, so almost $50.
Right.
I guess this thing is so I can clip onto something. It said it had a tripod because so it's a 3-legged thing to stand on.
Yeah.
So next time I film, I'll be using this sucker.
Okay. But your webcam at the moment, does that clip to the top of your monitor?
Yeah, I can clip
Okay.
the current one to my monitor, but I get tired of that.
How will you do it with the new one?
Well, the new one will still has a USB cord to clip it on, but I just like how it has this tripod I can just set it on rather than to having to clip it to the monitor constantly.
Yeah.
I'm getting an email from Toys R Us because I'm on their email list, but they never seem to have anything good now that they're in the States. They're just part of Macy's.
Okay, so are they reopening stores then?
So far in the States, they've just been like a mini toy store inside the Macy's department stores and shopping malls. But they have full stores in Canada. But
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, because they're sort of making a comeback, aren't they? I don't really know what happened. I remember
yeah, they
that.
went. I think they just went out of business. I think they ran out of money, but then I think somebody else bought them, so they're just slowly trying to come back from being bankrupt.
Right.
This other toy store called KB Toy Store that was in shopping malls, that was going to come back, but that was going to come back as just a regular store that wouldn't be in a shopping mall, but I haven't heard anything more about that since
Right.
Toys R Us mainly came back as part of Macy's.
Oh. So Macy's is a department store, yeah?
Yeah, it's a department store mainly in shopping malls.
Okay.
So Toys R Us is just like a little mini toy store inside of there.
Right. Yeah, we don't have many department stores in Norwich now. We had a couple, but they closed. I think
Yeah, and
because of the pandemic.
yeah, Andrew, it mainly KB pretty much was in shopping malls, but last I heard they were going to make a comeback as a store like Toys R Us, where it wouldn't be in shopping malls. But once Toys R Us became just a mini toy store in Macy's shopping mall all stores, I didn't hear anything more.
Right. Okay. Yeah, our Toys R Us closed, and it was taken over by, or that their place in the market was taken over by Smith's Toys. But Smith Toys, they hardly have anything. I mean, I was in there yesterday, and I picked up the Wile E. Coyote figure, but they had 2 Black Series figures in there. They had a Din Djarin, and I forget what the other one was. And they had a 40th anniversary Black Series carded Chewbacca and Emperor Palpatine, and they were the only adult collectible Star Wars they had. They didn't have any Marvel Legends. They didn't have any DC Multiverse. It was terrible, and yet, they had, they've got 500 Funko Pops. It's crazy. They've stopped selling Masters of the Universe, so you can't get that anymore. So yeah, it's a real shame. So I think probably going forward, I would say 99% of my purchases are all going to be online, because you just can't find stuff in the wild now.
Yeah, that's what I've had to do.
Yeah, which is, it's a bit, it's convenient, I guess, to shop online and just click and buy something and wait a couple of days and then it arrives. But you in the wild, you can look at the figure and see if the eyes have been painted properly, or if there's anything weird going on with the figure, whereas you buy it online and you just don't know.
Yeah. It seems like I always have to buy stuff online unless I'm going to the store just to buy like a 24 pack of Dr. Pepper or a 2-liter bottle wild cherry Pepsi or cherry Coke, or
Yeah.
just a yeah. But when I did go to Dollar Tree, I was able to get those Final Faction figures, and I was able to get those little dry easel totes from some of my Blu-rays.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Well, we're at the 3-hour mark, Tim. Well done. Good stream.
Yes. So I wanted to
Thank
go
you.
at least 3 hours since we were still here, and then we had Largo come in at the last minute until he got people coming over to his place. So thanks for joining me again, Monkeyboy. It has been fun, and
Yeah, no worries.
I hope by the next time we are streaming, I can use this little guy on the tripod.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
I'm probably going to
Okay.
test him. I'll test him out some today. But it's Wednesday, so everybody is live streaming today.
Cool.
It's one of those days. It's either like a weekend or Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Then there's always people live streaming.
Well, it's been cool. It's been fun. Thanks for having me on again. I really appreciate it.
And Santara says Tim better get out of here before Skeletor beats him, and then yeah, Action Pop Dad, we're just ending now. We've been going for like 3 hours, so I wish you could have made it
Nick.
earlier, because we had
Hello,
a bunch
Nick.
of people here earlier.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been good to have you on, Nick. But yeah, it's bedtime now. Well, it is for me. Yeah, it's been cool. Thanks, Tim. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So
And thanks to everyone in the chat who stopped by and said hello. Had quite a few bodies in tonight, didn't we?
Yeah, I just wish that some people could have came by sooner, because I know I had trouble getting started because I couldn't get my camera to work on StreamYard at first. And then as soon as I get it, and then I'm able to get it working. Oh, Action Pops did. What? Oh, I have to go over here to. Sorry, was tied up. I'll catch up later. Yeah, this will be saved onto my YouTube channel. It should be. YouTube should save this, but StreamYard won't save the recording. But YouTube should save it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so thank you all for those in the chat, and thank you, Monkeyboy. I'll see you next week.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, man.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
See ya. Bye.
And we are